All right, and we're live. How you guys doing? Welcome to this live stream. Bitcoin is right now just challenging that all-time high. Let's get a quick audio visual check. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Just want to make sure everything is good. Bear with me. All right, we should be all right. Loud and clear from Australia. Welcome. Sorry to hear, mate. Ricky Taylor, good to see you here in the chat again. How are we all doing? We all pumped up for this live stream today. This is a good one. Just gonna wait another second, make sure everything's okay on my end. Definitely don't want to be seeing any technical issues today. Here we go. This is going to be a very, very nice stream for you all. Perfect, perfect. All right, you guys are all in. Let's roll with it. So, Bitcoin right now challenging that all-time high. It's coming off some great price action. Really, some very healthy price action. I'm very happy to see it. Bitcoin has gotten a nice breakout to the upside. And actually, it's after confirming that we are bullish with these support areas right here. So, we got the consolidation This is not the consolidation I wanted. It's not the correction I wanted. But I'm okay with the fact that I'm not going to get everything I want in this market. At the end of the day, we did come back down. We did enter the range I was saying we would enter. We didn't penetrate it as deep as I would like it to, but that's okay. We did confirm 1 hour Ichimoku support, which is one of the key indicators that I put on your radar. I would have loved to see us correct a little bit deeper for a little bit longer, but we might just, we might not need that. So what I want to do in this live stream, while we're all very excited, and believe me, I'm excited as well, is maximum pain for the altcoin market. Yes, sir, it is. The altcoins are getting decimated right now. Ethereum against Bitcoin. I'm honestly surprised by this. Ethereum against Bitcoin really dropping a little bit right here. I'll cover all of this for you. I also want to talk to you about the possibilities of Bitcoin not breaking the all-time high. I think those possibilities are slim, but they're well worth acknowledging anyway. Aside from that, I want to talk about where Bitcoin might end up going. And what else? Could we consolidate here before, really getting a big breakout? All of those kind of ideas. Lots and lots to talk about here. So welcome to the live stream today, ladies and gents. If you are excited for this, if you are as excited as I am, let's smash up those likes. Really, let's pump them up really, really high. This is the live stream to do it. It's definitely a great day for the market just now at the minute. So if you are all excited for this like I am, then please do smash up those likes as you're coming in. I did actually do a pre-stream space on Twitter. So those of you who follow me on Twitter, you will already know most of my core thoughts about this market. So really, really cool if you do follow me there. Thank you all very much. And let's not waste any more time. I think we are starting to, everything's okay. Thank you all for hitting up those likes. I see that love. Very, very cool. I know you guys are excited for it. Let's refresh ourselves on where this all-time high is, first of all, because I didn't actually know the real level until like 2 minutes before the stream started. So I just want to bring this to your attention right here. The real all-time high was set. If we look at the OHLC, look at the H specifically, which means the high of the candle. That all-time high was set at, on Coinbase, $64,900. On other exchanges, it will vary a little bit. Let's take a look at Bitstamp. Bitstamp is obviously one of the other major exchanges. And this all-time high was set at 64,900. So this was actually pretty consistent. Gemini is another major exchange in the United States. You probably have already noticed I mainly only use the exchanges that are significant in the United States because I'm mainly a YouTuber for Western audiences, and I don't actually trust the data that comes from other countries. Sorry to say, although I don't think Bitstamp is in the US. But yeah, this is also 64.9. So if we go ahead and look at where Bitcoin is just at the minute, Bitcoin right now is trading all the way. This is going to make some people dizzy. Sorry. Bitcoin has traded all the way up to 64.3. So definitely very close to that all-time high. I mean, literally within $600, which is 1% away from the all-time high. And this obviously, this leads us to some quite potentially explosive price action. One of the main things that I want you to keep in mind, and it's very obvious, but I'm just going to explain to you why this works, is is when we hit levels like this, and typically when we exceed these kind of all-time highs and we rise above them, we're going to be looking at a situation here where Bitcoin will have an imbalance of supply and demand. Oh shit, it's Chris's birthday in the comments. Happy birthday, bro. Nice one. We're looking at a situation here where Bitcoin could potentially have basically nobody wanting to sell. When Bitcoin breaches the all-time high, greed is going to be at a very, very high reading. I wonder what it was for today. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, so it did dip down a little bit as anticipated, and this was pretty much just in line with the consolidation here. This is what I was saying we needed. We didn't consolidate for long, but I was saying like 3 to 5 days would be all right. We kind of hit the middle of that 4 days, but we didn't drop as low as I wanted us to. Again, this is fine. We're not going to get it all the time, but we did get that convincing break above the prior swing high. So I was telling you guys we'd probably be able to challenge the all-time high if we get it. We did get it. We are now challenging that all-time high, very, very close to it. And the thing is yeah, I mean, the reason these things can fly really hard is because nobody really wants to sell. And if nobody wants to sell, but there are some baseline buyers in the market, there's going to be a massive imbalance of supply and demand where things are just going to massively rocket up purely because everybody and their nan is very, very excited. And that is where you start to get very, very rife speculation. And obviously it means that when we end up moving down, because obviously eventually we will get these crashes as well, it can turn out to be pretty nasty as well, because there wasn't any sellers in the first place, which is why the price went up so quickly. Everybody is shouting for bull trap right now, so that's interesting. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people are. But yeah, this is why just be very, very careful if you are if you are looking at kind of trading Bitcoin above that all-time high. We could very quickly enter a situation where nobody wants to sell anymore, so it very quickly prints quite significant upward candles. The other thing to draw to your attention is we have actually this is our first time trading here in about 6 months. Let's actually put this into perspective for you and draw this. From the day we set the all-time high to today, it's 188 days. So this is, pretty much bang on 6 months now since we previously set that all-time high. So, it lines up in terms of time frames. I mean, it makes perfect sense. Again, only thing is I look at this chart and it is screaming for a bloody correction. This is definitely this is turning into perhaps the strongest rally of this trend so far. Just coming off this low, to put it into perspective, we are now within 18 days, that's less than 3 weeks, we are now up by 57%. And if I compare this to a previous rally, for example, this rally went up by 97% in 25 days. From 18 days, it went up by 72%. So we're pretty much, this is probably the second biggest leg in the entire trend that we're in right now. Let's take a look at this leg right here. This was a 130% leg in 30 days. Within 18 days, it was already up by about 54%. So we're on par with that. This is a very, very strong rally. Still not getting the corrections we need, but again, it just doesn't look like we need it at this point, given that we're already challenging that all-time high. And this is the thing, is it can just really fly up massively, ridiculously. One of the things I haven't done actually while we're here is I want to take a look at the US dollar. I haven't really been looking at this very much, but we are seeing a small drop in the US dollar. This is also the day where the ETF should be going live as well, so that makes things quite exciting. Guys, I see you piling into this live stream. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Once again, if you are excited, you know what to do. You got to hit that like button as we come into this one. I'm here for as long as you guys have the stamina. So if you got 2 hours, I have 2 hours. If you got 5, I got 5. I got nowhere better to be than with you guys breaking down what I'm thinking. I want to be here if Bitcoin breaks that all-time high today. Obviously, we are only just 1% away, really. We're only 1% away from that all-time high, $600, 700 actually right now. So, if we are at this kind of time frame, if we are at this kind of point right now, I want to be live while it happens. To give you guys my thoughts, although it is fairly straightforward at this point. Ethereum looking so nice. I mean, really, it's just looking, especially if we zoom out just a little bit, Ethereum is moving in a much healthier way than Bitcoin, guys. This is the real star of the show, in my opinion. I'm so bullish on this. On Ethereum right here. Since Bitcoin got its breakout, Bitcoin didn't really have these kind of corrections. I just want to play these charts side by side and demonstrate this point to you extremely clearly. Let's take a look at Ethereum right here. Thank you all so much for hitting up those likes. I see that. Love you all very much. Everyone's in a great mood today, which is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, we got a correction, not the correction I wanted, not the correction we deserved, but it was perhaps the correction we needed. So, you know, from that perspective of me being cautious, you know, I think we have really set a lot of that to the side just at the minute. What I want to do now is actually play Ethereum side by side with Bitcoin and show you why I'm so much more bullish on Bitcoin than I am for Ethereum. I'm sorry, the other way around, why I'm so much more bullish on Ethereum than I am for Bitcoin. And see, this is the thing, Tony right here saying in the comments, I've been so bearish. I haven't been bearish. I've only been buying in this market. VIPs know that. I've only been a buyer in this market. And all I've been doing was just urging caution, really, just so that you guys don't get caught in the hype. You know, and a lot of people perceive that as bearish, but I mean, that's just, you know, being quite simple-minded, isn't it? It's not bearish. But yeah, what I want to show you right here is what Bitcoin has done. Let me just hide my camera, because I know this is really covering a lot of the price action just at the minute. There we go. So you can see this quite well now. And what I want to focus your attention on is, you see when I move my crosshair on Ethereum, it moves on the Bitcoin chart as well. So Ethereum and Bitcoin both setting their lows right here in this market. But then Bitcoin rallying up pretty quickly, and Ethereum really gets a nice correction right here, which actually results in a little bit of a dip down. So Ethereum moves down while Bitcoin continues trending up, which means Ethereum has a better correction than Bitcoin. Guys, can we stop spamming fuck Ethereum? This is so immature. You know, we're here to make money, so it doesn't really matter what your opinions are. Right, you're gonna get banned. This is ridiculous. Let's not be annoying about this today. But yeah, so Ethereum, you know, dropping while Bitcoin is rising. So Ethereum's definitely getting much better corrections than Bitcoin at the minute. And then Ethereum rising up quite nicely. And just take note of where Ethereum drops to, by the way. It drops to prior areas of confluence in the market. I can trace this back way further. Take a look at this. I mean, this was right here where Ethereum bottomed out at, was right here where Ethereum got rejected at previously in August. And of course, we can trace this way back, but I don't need to, just for the sake of this demonstration. And then we're seeing an even better, a similar correction for Ethereum just at the minute, where Ethereum is again dropping while Bitcoin is rising. This is all against the dollar. So again, while Bitcoin is moving in very, very irrationally exuberant ways, Ethereum is moving in very controlled ways. And the reason that that's really exciting to me is we're in a situation in this market right now where we could be eyeing down some really big explosions in the market. And that means that any coin which has had sensible kind of accumulation, sensible moves like this in this market, any coin that's like that in this market just at the minute, they are, you know, once Bitcoin cools down, in my opinion, they are going to have a big probability of breaking up. So don't take your eyes off coins like this, just in my opinion. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but I am definitely not taking my eyes off Ethereum just at the minute. Ethereum is moving in really, really healthy ways. And the thing to keep in mind is that obviously when a coin like Bitcoin cools down, those funds will flow into Ethereum. And it's worth reminding you all why, in case you don't already know, but I have covered this a lot on this YouTube channel already. But the basic idea here is that you're all going to be making so much money on Bitcoin that a lot of people will become very greedy because of that. When people become greedy, they feel like geniuses. They want to see how they can make even more money, how they can take even bigger speculative bets, which means that they enter riskier markets. So Bitcoin being the big one, and then you know, people kind of flooding into the smaller markets as well, when they get a little bit more excited with the price action, in order to speculate more. And, you know, while Bitcoin might only make you a 2x return, a coin like Ethereum might make you a 4x return, a coin like Cardano might make you a 6x return, and a shitcoin might make you a 50x return. So that's why people really speculate in these smaller markets. But first, we see the big one blow up. So, you know, while Bitcoin is doing what it's doing right now, I think Ethereum is moving in a much healthier way. And when and if, because obviously nothing is guaranteed, but I think it's massively likely, you know, when and if Ethereum breaks, it's probably going to go so bloody hard. It's going to be like a face melting rally, just from what I'm seeing right here, because Bitcoin, because it's correcting so nicely right now when you compare it to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's just rocketing up. Ethereum is still moving in very sensible ways. So that is absolutely great. I want to break down for you what I'm seeing right now. This is obviously a very, very pivotal time in the market. And we are getting, I mean, if we just really zoom in and be degenerates for a minute, look at the 5-minute time frame, set a small double top, moving down a little bit now, back into the 63K range. What I'm seeing here is the sellers who, you know, have speculated on Bitcoin from all sorts of levels. I mean, let me get you a cleaner chart. Let's look at this chart. You know, people who've been speculating on Bitcoin from all sorts of levels, you know, like around the 30K region, people who bought here, people who bought on this dip. You know, selling at the all-time high is just generally a good area to take some profits. But what you have to keep in mind is, you know, how bullish is the market, right, in terms of sentiment and stuff like that, because this is where a very bullish sentiment can actually carry the market very high, because nobody is going to want to sell. So, you know, there are always going to be sellers who want to take advantage of what's happening here, especially those who are traumatized by Bitcoin and just want to get out because they realize perhaps this isn't for them. Perhaps they're just happy with, you know, buying Bitcoin down at 30, selling it at 60, which is a phenomenal 2x return. So I really couldn't blame them. You know, those people will perhaps be looking to take some profits right here. And then, you know, as soon as that supply is exhausted, that's where supply drops effectively back down to zero. Nobody wants to sell anymore, and we start to really rocket higher. If you do have your questions, you can drop them in the comments now, but I can't promise I'll see them just at the minute. I will carry on going through with my analysis and breaking this stuff down. Thank you all for shooting up those likes. Let's get this up to 1,000 likes. I know we can do it real quick. Like I said, I am here for as long as you guys have the stamina. So this is going to be a nice live stream. I want to make this a big one. One of the last key times. Oh, wow. Bar replay can't be connected. That's the first time I've seen this. Let me replay this chart. Let me refresh this chart even. Am I in a closet? No, sir. I'm in the Burj Khalifa. How can I be in a closet? I have a backdrop of the city behind me. But yeah, if we take a look at this chart, the last key time I was really telling you guys about this kind of thing is when Bitcoin had hit this all-time high at $20,000 for the first time in about 3 years, and or 4 was it? I don't even know. And then no, it was 3 years, and then Bitcoin, you know, suffering a little bit of a sell-off and some consolidation, and these are basically just the last-minute sellers that are taking profit on their Bitcoin. You know, and basically there is this, you know, there's a set number of Bitcoins that are going to want to be sold in this market, and as soon as they have been sold, we'll run out of Bitcoins to be sold, and that buying pressure is still going to be there, and that's when we can start to expect the explosions to the upside. So of course that is what we were talking about on this YouTube channel here, really just being on point with it, you know, throughout that rally, and then now as well. I mean, obviously we've been quite cautious, as I have to be. I'll always be cautious. That's never going to change. But at the end of the day, still not being taken by surprise by this. You know, like I said, that breakout above the local high can be what leads us to the all-time high. It was, and now, you know, if we're looking at, it's a green screen. We're bringing back that joke. The world's tallest closet. You know, if we're looking for a correction, I would love to see Bitcoin coming back down to test this area. If we came back down to about 63, which is only about $1,000 away right now, you know, we're talking about like a 1.5% drop from here, really not much at all. This definitely would be an area to buy. I don't know about an area to, you know, go long. Obviously that would be quite risky because, you know, this market is very volatile at the minute, but definitely a nice area where I could expect to see Bitcoin flipping from resistance, from finding resistance here to finding support. That would be a very, very classic little sign that we could see in the market just at the minute. I'm sure some of our momentum lines up with this level. Yes, it does right there. If we dip down very harshly right now, this wouldn't even be a harsh dip, but if we did dip down, this would definitely be an area to keep in mind. Another key thing that I want to bring onto your radar is obviously, see, the strategy changes now since Bitcoin is starting to challenge this all-time high and potentially looking to break out. The strategy changes now in terms of how I'd be looking to trade it. Actually, it doesn't change that much, but it definitely strengthens the core idea I had, which is buying at support. So, you know, I was looking at buying at 52 and so on, and I had my long orders set already. VIPs knew all about that. You know, those are now obviously going to have to be raised, where if we start to see a breakout above that all-time high, which is at 64.9, so it's only $900 away, 1.5% away right now, roughly, you know, and then we came back down, this would be a phenomenal area to buy Bitcoin back, in my opinion. You know, whether it's bought on spot or leverage, obviously I don't know, and I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not telling you what to do either, but that's definitely something that I'd be looking at doing, is buying Bitcoin upon a back test of its previous all-time high. Now, unfortunately, we don't actually get these all the time, but we do get them. It's still worth taking a look at what Bitcoin has done previously. I want to give you guys a quick history lesson on how Bitcoin has interacted with these kind of levels in the past. Let's bring it over to let's go for this right here. Bitcoin sets its all-time high at $3,000. We can set a resistance line right there. It then enters a bearish continuation pattern, breaks down even more. Take note of where it bounces off from. It bounces off from exactly where it found resistance when it set its all-time high at 1800. So it briefly found a little bit of resistance here, consolidated into a bull flag, and then broke up. And then when it broke down from 3000, it fell all the way back down to the same level for that back test, and then continued up. But then when we got the breakout and we started to rise up again, look at what happens here. We're consolidating under the all-time high, which is what we just did, and that's what I was just warning you about over the past couple of days. Literally doing the same things as always. This is the thing, guys, is if you've been around and you've seen this stuff, none of this will take you by surprise. That's why I was calling for this kind of price action, where we set the all-time high, then we start to just consolidate underneath it. We deplete all of that selling pressure. Anybody who has some last minute Bitcoins that they want to sell just to take profit and stuff like that, those get sold off right here, and then the explosion comes. Because then there's no more Bitcoins to sell, but there's still buyers, and that's where things start to get very, very exciting. So that's definitely great. And then we look at this breakout, and we don't actually fall back down to 3K, my bad. So this is actually one example where we don't. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we do. And it's a little bit afterwards. It's not immediate, but we break above that all-time high on the 6th of August. We come back down to test it about... Oh man, I'm so bad at math. My god, this is embarrassing. What is this, 40 days later? Let me just measure this. I think it is 40 days. Yeah, 40 days later, it was just a fair while afterwards, we come back down to backtest it. And the great thing is that this is the floor. We rise above the all-time high. And sometimes we get these tests a lot quicker. Sometimes it's a lot faster that we get these tests. But in this case, it took 40 days, which was a very long time, in my opinion, just at that point. And then the price continues rising up very, very nicely, right? Take a look at that. And we see this happening a lot, right? Bitcoin sets this all-time high here at 5,000, gets rejected, falls all the way back down to the previous all-time high, breaks out, and then it breaks above the all-time high at 5,000 right here, and look at where it comes back down to. It's not an exact hit. It doesn't fall all the way back down to that previous all-time high on this chart. That all-time high was set at 4,943. The support bounce we get is at 5,133. So it's about $200 higher than the previous all-time high, which is about 1%. Is it 1%? It's about 3%. My bad, 2 to 3% above the all-time high that it finds a bounce from. But of course, it doesn't come back down until it hits $20,000. It actually doesn't come back down to this level for a very, very long time. So we can just see how we interact with these levels. Again, we look at this as very, very typical price action right here. Bitcoin right here with this all-time high. It sets another all-time high when it breaks above 5,000, sets this all-time high at 6.1. It consolidates right under the all-time high. This is just like the consolidation we got when Bitcoin was trading underneath 24,000. When you guys will remember, I made a very, very nice 360% profit, which was shared in VIP. Guys, now is the time to be in VIP. If you're not already in, it is going to pop. This is where trading gets very, very exciting. So definitely go follow these steps on screen if you want to get yourself in on some of that beautiful action right there. 3 clicks, pause the live stream and come right back to it. My assistant is here, so he can get you inside right now as we speak. But if we take a look at what happened to Bitcoin when it was just trading at 24,000, we basically set this all-time high at 24,000 just here, just like we did on this chart when Bitcoin first hit 6.1. And I'm just demonstrating this to show you all the different ways Bitcoin has interacted with all-time highs, so we can kind of refresh ourselves on what happened. And if I play this back a few candles, I don't need to really, do I? But if I look at this on the 4-hour time frame, you can really start to appreciate what happens here with Bitcoin when it is trading right here. We're basically doing the same thing, right? Bitcoin sets an all-time high at 6,000, trades sideways, breaks up, sets an all-time high at 24,000, trades sideways, and then breaks up. And really the only reason I was able to trade this is because I was around when this happened. And the thing is we're almost always just doing different flavors of the same breakouts. So again, if you know what to look for, you can really position yourself to trade very, very... what's happening here? You can generally position yourself to trade very, very nice moves. I don't know if I'm still live. Bear with me. Just need to check if the live stream is still running. Guys, if you can still hear me and see me okay, please just let me know in the comments. Just had my browser crap out on me. Oh, we're at 400 likes. Nice one. Nearly halfway there. Let's get this up to 1,000 likes, guys. If you're finding this live stream useful so far, if I'm covering content for you that you weren't expecting me to cover, but that's still really giving you a good view into what's happening, then of course, please do hit up those likes. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Really do appreciate all that love. I am live. Great. Thank you very much. So yeah, just kind of trading sideways under this all-time high. Very, very typical. And again, what's happening here is it's just a speculation where... Wow, lots of comments here. Thank you. It's just that speculation where, people are looking to, again, just take profits on their Bitcoin. It's definitely not anything bearish. We're just taking profits. We're forming a bit of a bull flag, and then bam, the trend continues. So, if you know what to look out for, that's where you can start to expect these kind of moves. And then, of course, we get a big, big explosive breakout. So that was very, very nice. And all I did was traded this from 24 up to 28 around over here. And this is where I closed the last bits of my position, and that was it. And it was already more than a 300% profit on the part of my position that was left open. So a very, very nice trade right there. Which is, it's just so easy to reproduce. I mean, I plan on doing that many, many times in this market now that we're getting this breakout. And I basically think that what we saw here was quite similar, where Bitcoin ended up, just basically consolidating just shy of the all-time high. Obviously, the all-time high was right here where I've just drawn this arrow. So we're basically consolidating about $2,000-$3,000 below. And this is where we can start to expect, again, that just that last minute selling pressure, like I said, being exhausted. That's why I was looking for some of these hits down into the support areas like I was outlining on this Coinbase chart. You guys will, of course, be very familiar with the green box that I had drawn around over here. And I was just saying, basically just falling into the top of that box could also be enough. Obviously, I wanted it to cut deeper. We didn't do that. I'll stop reminding you about that now, but that was definitely something I would have liked to see. Just to really, and this is the thing, is that's what Ethereum is delivering on. That's why I'm so bullish on Ethereum, right? Ethereum is cutting down to these levels. Ethereum is coming back down to test these old areas of support as new areas of resistance before potentially challenging that all-time high again. This is so bullish. That's why I'm so bloody excited about Ethereum in comparison to Bitcoin, right? Ethereum is a little bit quiet right now, and it's lost critical support against Bitcoin as well, which I'll cover in a minute. But it's against the dollar, it's looking so healthy. So to me, that's really, really cool. Let's just bring it back to the core analysis that I was showing you though with the previous all-time highs. And you can see just how well these levels were respected, right? This, like I said, this is what I was showing you just a few minutes ago, where Bitcoin was consolidating under that all-time high, and then bam, we get the breakout, and when we come back down to test the same area. Look at this. It's just so poetic. I mean, it's every single time we're coming back down to test the same areas. I mean, every time we set an all-time high. With obviously with a few exceptions, but generally it's quite clear as what's going on here, because we managed to get this breakout. We set a new all-time high at 7.9, and then we come right back down to test this previous all-time high resistance range. We now find support, which again just shows you how bullish the market is. So this is what I'm looking for, is I'm looking for these back tests. It's these back tests where you can make a lot of money, right? Where Bitcoin has already set an all-time high, and then we come back down to back test it, and then you go long. And then I go long, and that's when I would be standing to make the most amount of money. And obviously it changes the strategy. It's not as simple as just go long the previous all-time high. There's a lot more variables that go into it, and it's that level of nuance that goes into the VIP group. We've seen VIP members doing very nice inside of our group, a nice little modest 13% profit on a small position here. A lot of people have this false impression that everybody in VIP are massive millionaires. Definitely not the case. We've got people with all sorts of we definitely have the big traders as well, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people with much more modest account sizes also joining as well. So it's great for all account sizes. Really some beautiful gains right here, just the smaller profits right here from learning how to trade in our course from A to Z. Guys, if you don't know how to trade yet, you don't know what's going on in this space yet, then I mean, your time to learn about it was yesterday. This is where the big money is being made, and you really ought to be prepared for it. If you're not, you're not setting yourself up for failure. You're probably still going to make money, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, it's the difference between making the 2 times return and the 10 times return, and all it takes is knowledge. And if you think I'd be a good teacher for it, then I've got exactly what has turned so many people, from people who've never traded before even, into spectacular traders that are consistently making good, manageable profits. I mean, 30% 3 times in a row will double your money. Very, very easy gains right here. So that's all going down inside of VIP. First link in the description, and then click on my name, and then click on send message. Very, very simple steps there. But bringing it back to the chart, just a simple trading strategy, going long off these previous all-time high levels. Bam, looking absolutely beautiful. If we play this chart forward again, take a look at this, right? We get the breakout and we just kind of float around, and then we carry on moving up. So again, very, very nice price action indeed. Let me just keep this line here. And this is where things get really crazy. So we don't actually backtest any levels anymore. This is where it really just starts going vertical. If I show you the gradient of attack on this is the linear chart now. This is how it looks normally. Logarithmic is where we put it into perspective, you know, with percentage. But linear chart, we can just kind of draw how steep the trend gets, and you can see that it's gradually just getting more and more explosive, right? And that's where you know, we don't know how much more explosive it's going to be until the end. Of course, we can't know that, but if we do take a look, I mean, this final leg, this is a big, you know, difference in terms of how steep it is. I mean, on the logarithmic chart, it's really not much difference, but on the linear chart, you can really tell that the trend gets a lot more aggressive towards the end. So that's you know, that's your sign, and you never know when it's actually going to happen. That's why it's so hard. And then we can actually keep these lines on, and I'll just show you, just for the sake of being poetic, really, how well the price actually responds to these levels when we come back down, right? So take a look at this. We're consolidating around this level right here. Then we drop down. We find major support right here at 6,000. Then we're consolidating around this level again. Then we're consolidating right at the $6,000 level here again, just finding big areas of support. Look at this. We're going to find more support right here, continuously finding support in this trend until we straight up just trade sideways right here. This was leading up to the big drop down to $3,000. Take a look at this. It's so poetic how it happens. Look at how well we respect these previous areas. This is why it's actually easier, in my opinion, to trade you know, in these downward markets. And then look at this. We finally get the big drop. You guys who are in VIP will remember I was still around back here, made a beautiful 60% profit, and look at where Bitcoin bottoms out at. Bam, right there. Look, it's so close to that previous level right here, which was historically very, very important. So it's just showing you how well we tend to respond to these areas on this market. And then we end up forming a nice bullish pattern right here. In an ascending triangle, we break out. Four Flies traded the breakout here as well. Those of you who are around will remember this, one of the best trades of my life. And look at where we start to trade again. We find some more support around here. We break out. We back test the same level, which was an all-time high before. We consolidate around this level, and then we're continuing to move. So really, very, very beautiful, poetic price action right here. In my opinion, just absolutely spectacular. Very, very nice stuff. So that's great to see. I want to bring us back to this Bitcoin chart now, because people are talking about Bitcoin dropping a little bit. Again, these are not big drops, but I would love to see us Bitcoin dropping back down to this area. If we did find support off you know, 63,000 right now, that would be great. That could honestly just be what sets Bitcoin off for that all-time high. Alternatively, if we just kind of trade sideways here for a couple of hours, that could also be it. We just need a small correction to cool off this rally up, and then we need to, you know, really knock on that door of the all-time high, because we didn't actually reach it yet. The all-time high, for reference, is up here. Yeah, I know, right? People are laughing. People are panicking about this drop. This isn't even a drop, but this is just a fluctuation, guys. But yeah, you know, Bitcoin's all-time high is up here. So we haven't actually hit that yet. You know, a little bit of a correction could be what we need to get there, or just trading sideways. And the thing is this market is so volatile that it could literally happen at any moment, which is obviously what makes it so exciting. So if you guys are excited, you know what the deal is. You know you gotta hit those likes up for this live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. Up to 1,100 viewers. I love you all very, very much. Hopefully you're finding this live stream useful. It's prepping you for what's about to come. That's what this is about, really, is it's prepping you for what's about to come in this market. I want to start taking your questions in just a second. So if you do have your questions, please drop them in the comments now, and also write my name. So just like type in the symbol the @ symbol, you know, like for your email addresses, type the @ symbol in, and then type in Sammy, and it will autocorrect to my name. Just make sure you do that so I actually see your comment. Obviously a beautiful time to be a trader. You guys already know the deal. I'm using Bybit. It's the only exchange I've been using in this market. Very, very beautiful liquid market for the kind of trades that I'm pulling in this market at the minute. MDX showing some love. Where is that? Are they on Instagram at the minute? But yeah, Bybit, phenomenal exchange for price action like this. You know, you're not going to be seeing, at least in my experience, you're not going to be seeing you know, scary wicks and stuff like that. They've done a very good job of insulating the market from that, so it's a safe place to trade as well, in my opinion. And if you do want to sign up to Bybit, then you can use my link in the description, which is also going to give you some free cash deposited into your account. So as soon as you follow that link and you sign up and you make your first deposit, you have to make a deposit using my link. When you do that, you can withdraw your funds as well straight away. It's completely up to you. You will get some extra cash deposited into your account, which you can trade with as well. Am I in a long position right now? Not in a leverage long, no, but I am obviously in Bitcoin spot. So I've been riding the whole rally up as well. I would have loved to be in a long position right now, but every time I was setting my orders, Bitcoin just didn't go down enough to hit them, which was a little bit disappointing for sure. But I mean, being spot is also okay. You know, I'm still gaining the same amount of Bitcoin as the next guy. I just prefer to be outperforming them. All right, I'm ready to go through your questions now. Really good TA on the all-time high. Thank you very much. That's what we're all about. So yeah, just briefing you guys on what's probably going to be coming. You know, just to prepare it, because we haven't actually been in this rapidly setting all-time high mode for a while. So that's why I'm trying to bring this to your attention. Would I buy at this price? Hell no, absolutely not. But I know others would. So that's why I'm bullish at the moment. Let's see what we have here in the comments. Again, just making sure you type my name so I actually see your comment. Do I think Tether is going to tank Bitcoin? Eventually, maybe, but I don't know. I don't really tackle those kind of questions. What are my views about layer spoofing? Are we being layer spoofed? I don't know what that means. DeFi gems? I don't have DeFi gems. I'm sorry. Where do you think we're heading? To 67 to 68 or to 90 to 91? Both. I think we're headed to both. I don't know when, but yeah, obviously I think we're probably headed to both. Let's see what else we have here. What do I think about Binance and ADA? Cardano is looking beautiful. Cardano is looking really, really good. It has dipped a lot against the dollar, which is a little bit concerning, but it's still in a bullish pattern. It's not. It's actually in a bearish pattern. I've covered this before. Let me see how I can draw this for you. It looks something a little bit like this. Oh yeah, we have pretty much just broken it just now against the dollar. But it was in a beautiful symmetrical triangle. I'm not sure if I'm drawing it correctly because the last time I checked it didn't actually drop. And that was from this right here. Perhaps I just redrew it. That would make a little bit of sense. This is just against the dollar. I will show you the Bitcoin chart, which I think is far more important right now. You know, Cardano looking really, really nice in this sense. I mean, look, it's the thing is it's in one of these bearish continuation patterns, indicating that it's going to drop down. 66% chance that it drops down usually. But this is happening when the market is bullish. So to me, this makes perfect sense as a bottom area for Cardano at $2 right here. I wouldn't expect it to drop lower than $2. And the thing is, you know, if we look back historically, it hasn't had a lot of trading action around here. But from this all-time high, guys, it's just such a great correction. Let's actually throw a fib on this and see if we've responded to any of these levels. Yes, we're right now trading at that 0.5 Fibonacci area, which is absolutely great. Oh, this is the logarithmic chart. So this is basically where this big rally was initiated from. If we look at this on a larger time frame, let's look at Cardano USDT against, let's say, Bybit. Bybit's okay. Not the best exchange for this kind of analysis, actually. It doesn't have the price history, but let's see, Tether US on Binance. This will be even better. Not to say that Binance is a better exchange, but that it's got a better chart because it has more history. And if we take a look at this with the logarithmic chart, just from this absolute low, I'm just curious now, I'm just playing around. You know, where is this putting us? So yeah, bam, right there. We've already bounced off that 382 level. Minor resistance at $2.33. But this thing has legs, in my opinion. And the thing is any other market, I would say this looks terrible. But Bitcoin is right now knocking on the door of an all-time high. So could it drop more before it rises? Absolutely yes. But I'm very, very happy with where it is right now. You know, I think that having already bounced off these key levels, look at how well it's responding to this fib setup. Actually, this fib looks really, really nice for Cardano. Let's actually see if I can draw it from some other points as well. We could say that this was the start of the rally. How does the fib look then? Again, we've already bounced off the 382 level. This is pretty much the same thing, actually, isn't it? Again, just really indicating that, I mean, as far as a correction goes, I mean, you know, we look at this against the dollar, measure it down to the low, drop by 38%, measure it down to where we are right now, drop by 32%. You know, this is, I've been telling you guys this for a little bit. You know, we're looking at Cardano's chart, it's basically just gone sideways, but I've been telling you guys this is the time to really pay attention to altcoins. I'm not telling you to buy them, obviously, but for me, there were certain altcoins that I was bullish on, and I have started to buy them. You know, just in anticipation of them outperforming Bitcoin. It might not happen now, it might happen in a week, in a month, but you know, when these things fly, they really fly. So to me, that's very exciting. I also want to show you this chart against Bitcoin. Against Bitcoin, it's doing absolutely terribly. It's lost so much against Bitcoin. And to me, I mean, I just keep asking myself, how much more can this thing drop? Really, like, how much more can it drop? And against Bitcoin, it's actually just hit a critical area of support right here. Let's actually use a box to demonstrate this. Bam, just like that. Look at that. So we're right in this area of support. It stretches down to about 3,130 satoshis, up to 3,300. So a nice area of support right here for Cardano. Let's see how historic this area was as well. Yeah, so it does have a little bit of historic confluence, not a lot. If it does lose this area, yeah, probably going to be pretty bad for Cardano. It's probably going to lose a lot more value against Bitcoin. I would expect it to find support next around over here, which would be, I can't read this, hang on, which would be at about 2,300 satoshis. So it'd probably lose again another, like, what is this, 30% against Bitcoin if it loses this area of support. But I think now is really, I mean, you know, it's make or break for Cardano right here. And again, you know, just against Bitcoin, to really show you guys, you know, what's been happening with this chart. If we measure this from its high against Bitcoin to its current price, it's halved. I mean, you know, you would have literally lost half of your Bitcoin if you were holding Cardano during this time. So I'm very, very glad I'm not one of those altcoin holders that are massively diluted, and I've been able to protect my Bitcoin holdings, because obviously Bitcoin is king. And you really see it on days like this, you know, where Bitcoin is up against the dollar, Cardano is down. You know, Bitcoin really is king. I only trade these coins to make more Bitcoin. You guys know that. You guys know that's been the deal for a long time. So in this sense, look, I mean, this is a hell of a drop. It's, you know, I mean, the last relief rally was here, 20th of September, up for about 7 days, 5 days, my God. And it managed to gain, what is this, 22% against Bitcoin. If we're going to get a relief rally like that right now, 22% against Bitcoin puts it, you know, for example, at 4,000 satoshis, and that can be a massive rise against the dollar. I mean, you know, we could be looking at, I mean, if it's just a base 20% rise against the dollar, that's already going to put it at $2.50. So again, really, this is something to keep on your radar, in my opinion. Again, I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm not your financial advisor or anything like that, but this is definitely a very, very beautiful looking chart. Let's take a look at Binance coin as well, because that was the second part of your question. Not going to look at the futures, just normal Binance USDT. And looks a little bit like Ethereum. It's got a little bit of resistance right here where it's trading. As soon as it breaks this resistance, if it does, because nothing is guaranteed, yeah, we could be looking at a big breakout towards $700. So this as well would be really nice. I think Binance coin is actually tradable on Bybit, funnily enough. Yeah, it is. Look at this. You can actually trade Binance on Bybit, which is amazing. I'm not sure how I feel about it, because I hate Binance as a company. I think they're a very, very disgustingly run company. But end of the day, I like to make money off anything I can, you know, in this trading market. So I'm not really going to let pride and ego stand between me and my profits. So the fact that you can trade Binance here is absolutely amazing. I think this is a phenomenal trade, literally just going long above, you know, what is this? I mean, just breaking out above 526 is it. I mean, you know, that can be where this thing really, really flies. So to me, that's very, very interesting. Definitely looks like it could do something nice. Although end of the day, this is resistance, so yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of a dip down. I don't know. I don't actually think that's going to happen. I mean, I think we could perhaps just kind of trade sideways here and then blow up. I'm a little bit surprised that it's actually showing this much weakness right now, though. If we take a look at Binance Coin against Bitcoin, it's probably tanked. Yeah, it has. Look at that. Against Bitcoin right here, it has dropped a little bit. Not as much as I would have thought, actually, but from this high in May, let's see how much it's lost. Yeah, it's only lost about 40% to its current price against Bitcoin, so it's not actually doing as bad as the rest of the coins. I mean, this is still terrible performance, don't get me wrong. This is absolutely abysmal. But end of the day, against Bitcoin right here, it's also at support. You know, really indicating that now is the time for these coins to start rallying. Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen now, but just around these general Bitcoin prices, it makes a lot of sense. It's the same case for Ethereum against Bitcoin. A very, very interesting area of support right here. We have just lost some diagonal support, so that is something to be concerned about. But you guys know me. I mainly just analyze the horizontal levels because I find that they're most reliable. And if we take a look at this against Bitcoin right here, you know, look at how beautiful this looks right here, right? We kind of measure this like this. You know, we could be looking at, yeah, bam, like right there, look at that. You know, I mean, it's good support that I think, you know, Ethereum is at again right now. So I'm not saying alt season is going to happen now, but my God, do we have the best setup ever for it. It's not the best setup ever, but we do have a very, very good setup just now for Cardano. I see you guys reaching out for VIP, by the way. You will get your responses very, very soon. If you are interested in joining, what is it? There's like, yeah, there's over 1,000 people in VIP. If you are interested in joining them, then you already know the deal. You know how to reach out and jump in. Take a couple more questions and probably head back to the analysis for a minute before coming back to the questions again. Do I think this is all leverage, euphoria, or adoption? Well, it's definitely not adoption in my opinion. Yeah, it's euphoria. It's people not wanting to sell. You know, it's a mix, I think. Thank you all for shooting up those likes. We're close to that 1,000 likes benchmark right there. Let's push a little bit harder. If you are finding this useful, again, you guys already know what to do. If you're enjoying this altcoin analysis, if you enjoyed that Binance coin analysis, we are recovering a little bit right now with Bitcoin. Look at this. We're printing nice candles right now. This is a little bit of a reversal candle, but this is a bullish hammer. Looks nice. I've just spoken to our lead analyst behind Fourfly's VIP about going long on Binance as well, because I thought someone just asked me about hair loss. I was like, well, what hair loss are you talking about? Because like I said, Binance is actually tradable on Bybit, so you can sign up to Bybit using my link. You'll get a deposit bonus as well. I am looking at trading this just after looking at it with you guys live, and our analyst has just shared an idea for that as well, so that looks pretty spicy. I mean, this is when things really start popping off for traders. But just want to bring your attention to this candle right now. Now look, obviously we already have, you know, 25 minutes. I mean, we're only halfway through this hourly candle right now, but if we do manage to close it up here, what we're getting is it's basically a candle that looks just like this, where we've tested the downside, rejected from the downside, moved back up, indicating that the bears had a chance to drive the market lower and they couldn't take it. So the bulls reign supreme, and that's obviously what generally will precede big moves like this in the market. So this is something to keep an eye on. We're probably still going to be live streaming by the time this candle closes, so that's going to be absolutely great. Let's see what other questions we have here. Nearly up to 700 likes. Absolutely amazing. Very, very cool. Fourflies is among the best among the best. Wow, thank you. That's a hell of a compliment. Do I think Bitcoin will top out and alt season will begin? Bitcoin doesn't have to top out for alt season to begin. Bitcoin just has to do something boring. So, you know, it could even just be slowly trading upwards instead of quickly trading upwards. And that's all it takes. That's all it took recently. You know, on this little move here, this is when a lot of these altcoins started to move up as well. So definitely doesn't need to top out. Let's see what else we have here as far as questions go. Will cryptocurrencies crash to pre-pandemic levels once COVID-19 is under control and the world returns to relatively normal conditions? Kai, I don't know if the world will ever return back to those kind of normal conditions. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Do you think the world will return to relatively normal conditions? I don't know about that. I think we hit new normals, as much as I hate that phrase. Well, I do think we hit new normals all the time. I don't think we're ever going back to that kind of pre-COVID world. COVID, like a war and various different terrible things, will exacerbate, change. It will make things move quickly, and we were already transitioning towards a world with more digital payments, whether that means crypto or PayPal, things like that. So no, I don't think so. I think this was something that reveals to us that we need Bitcoin a little bit more, perhaps. Obviously, there's the whole government conversation of governments being generally quite terrible. So, people not trusting them, like the US government, like the, European Union and so on. So, that's going to want people to have custody of their own funds. And obviously crypto allows us to have that. So I don't think that's going to happen. And this is something you would hear me saying, by the way, even if Bitcoin was tanking. My opinions on this stuff doesn't change. They haven't changed. Those of you who've been paying attention will know. Obviously the titles and thumbnails change. Yeah, it's just part of the game. But the analysis doesn't really change that much. Nor do my thoughts on questions like that. Do I have a buy order for the drop? I'm not sure which drop you're referring to. I'm sorry. I was thinking of putting the Bitcoin into Ethereum. Can't tell you what to do, mate. But I do love the look of Ethereum. I do share those trades that I'm making, though, inside of VIP. So they'll know what I have been doing with Ethereum. Do I think this is all leverage? Oh, I've already answered that. When will it be a good time to buy alt? I don't know. Probably whenever Bitcoin consolidates. I mean, right now they're really low. So, I mean, like I said, I've already been buying them. Not a lot, but I have definitely been entertaining it. Do I see a blast off after we hit the all-time high or a very large correction? Well, we're definitely due for a correction. Do I get one? I don't know. I'm not really somebody who can predict that stuff very well. If we did, it would be great if we can come back down to the low 50, the mid 50 range. That would definitely scare a lot of people. It would also break a lot of support levels. It would break some structures as well, some bullish structures. 4-hour Ichimoku still giving us lots of support if we were to fall back down into that 50k range. So that is also something to keep in mind. But yeah, it's hard to say at the minute, to be honest, what would happen. But look, I mean, if we do get a drop, that would be one of the best buying opportunities I think we can get in this market right now. You're not going to get many better opportunities to buy, in my opinion, than if we get rejected from this all-time high and fall down to support and then bounce off it. To me, that would be absolutely phenomenal. It really would. Don't know if I'm going to get it, though. The thing is I'm just prepared if it does. Do I think Solana will outperform Ethereum? Yeah, it's probably going to gain more than Ethereum. It's a smaller market. At some point, we'll have a correction. Where can it go? Well, it depends where that correction is initiated from, mate. If Bitcoin were to rise up to, say, 150, then, just falling down to 60, 55 could be enough. If we get a correction from, say, 75, maybe we cut back below the all-time high, but that generally doesn't happen. We generally don't fall back below the all-time high in these kind of markets. Those of you who've been around at the beginning of this live stream, you'll remember that I was kind of showing you what was happening with the previous all-time high breakouts. We don't actually tend to fall much below them. I'm curious what you guys said about that. What you guys were talking about with... My God, there's so much spam right here. Yeah, guys, if you're spamming, you're just gonna get banned straight up. I don't care what your question is. Don't be annoying. He deserves more likes. Thank you. Yeah, if you are enjoying it, you know what to do. I will go through some more questions in just a minute. Just want to read the comments real quick. Do I think this is all the same questions being repeated? Okay. What's my thoughts on the dominance? I'll look at dominance in a minute. I'm not great for dominance analysis, to be honest. I forgot my train of thought. I don't know why I'm looking at the... Oh, yeah. Wanted to know what you guys think about if the world will go back to normal. I think that was what I asked. I don't know. A lot of people want to know about Bitcoin dominance. I guess we can look at that right now. What do I think about Ben and his ridiculous predictions? Who's Ben? Which Ben are we talking about? I know a lot of Bens. Can we expect any blow off top before all-time highs? We generally don't get blow off tops in situations like this. I definitely don't think that's going to happen. It's possible. I mean, it would make sense, right? Because it's an all-time high. So a big blow off top and a nasty, nasty drop definitely could happen. But in my experience, Bitcoin has literally never done that. From everything I've seen, Bitcoin has never, ever done that. So I don't think we're going to get something like that now. Sammy, I haven't been in your stream for a while. Welcome back. How's it going and what's new? It's going very well, very exciting. What's new? Well, I mean, Bitcoin's new, right? Depends how long you've not been in the stream for. I don't know what you've seen and what you haven't. Very close to that 1,000 like benchmark. Absolutely amazing. Can this be a huge M pattern? This person is asking, can Bitcoin be doing something that looks a little bit like this before dropping back down? This is the same question as, can Bitcoin form a blow off top? That's basically what this person is asking. Again, like I said, we generally do not, if Bitcoin gets an all-time high hit like this, corrects by 50%, and then 6 months later hits the all-time high again, this has literally never been a situation where Bitcoin will crash back down. From what I remember. Now, I might be forgetting something, but I don't think I am. Somebody correct me if I am. But that is just not something that we tend to see in these markets. So I don't think so. If the market crashes, I'm going to nick your Ferrari. Please give it a try, mate. It's in Dubai. That would be fun. This is one of the things I love about Dubai is the safety. You know, you're not really able to mess around with the law here. People really behave. Even the Brits behave. That tells you something. The Brits behave in Dubai. What do I consider spamming? Well, I mean, you know, someone who copy-pastes questions a million times. Bitboy is Ben. What was Ben saying? I'm sorry, I forgot the question now. Sammy, most pragmatic TA out there. Thank you. That is a compliment that I am going to bathe in. In my opinion, once the bear market is here, would you rather have your funds in Bitcoin or a stable coin? Well, Sheila, the reality is I'm probably not going to know that we're in a bear market until it's too late. It's very hard to time those things. So I'll probably end up being in Bitcoin by accident, and I'll lose a lot of money. Then I will... well, the thing is I tend to make a lot of money in those bear markets because it's very predictable how to trade them. Very easy. So I'd probably keep it in Bitcoin. And the thing is, I've kept it in Bitcoin through every bear market because eventually Bitcoin does end up doing quite spectacular things. You know, is that going to continue to happen? I don't know. You know, past performance isn't an indication of future results, but you know, you gotta frame. This is more of a political, philosophical question as well. Do I think Bitcoin is going to kind of crash down? My one gripe with why I wouldn't want to go back into a stable coin is that you know, if Bitcoin takes off again and I'm not in Bitcoin, I'm going to be pretty upset about that. And that would be, sorry about that. That would be very, very annoying. So I don't want to be in that position. So I never really have, you know, massively sold off Bitcoin in bear markets for that reason. What do I think about FTM? Haven't heard of it, sorry. Just checking out what else is in the comments here. Lots of coin requests. So if you do have a coin request that you want me to go through, then please drop them here. I want to see what the general consensus is in this comment section. What's my take on market makers? No take. Nothing to say about it really. October we only go up. This is the way. Maybe it is, mate. Maybe it is. November is also a pretty bullish month. Keep that in mind. Am I still shilling those shitcoins? I've never shilled a shitcoin. You're on the wrong channel, mate. Am I still boys? Am I boys with crypto? Crypto? Yes, of course. We're friends. He's bullish all the time, so I listen to you to balance it out. Thank you. I'm glad you do. Which low cap coins do you like? None of them. Hate all of them with a passion. All right, lots of requests here. Let me see if I see this. Okay, some Cardano requests. I've already covered that. Rewind the live stream if you're asking for Cardano. Litecoin, Dot, Solana, Harmony 1, FTM is Phantom. Oh, I've heard of Phantom quite a bit. Solana seems to be the biggest request. Let's go through Solana real quick. Let's see how Solana looks against... Oh, it's not even traded against the US. No, it is. Okay. I don't know. Let's go for FTX on this exchange. A lot of requests for DOT and... Yeah, I think DOT is the second most requested. I don't know. It's hard to keep up with the chat. Bloody hell, it's moving very fast. But let's take a quick look at Solana. This is just a big bull flag from what I'm seeing. A very, very big bull flag. Yeah, look at that. That's what this looks like to me. It's just, yeah, so support. Oh, it's actually down at the same level I've already drawn for you guys. Support down here between 130 and 150 for Solana. Probably towards the higher end of that range just now. Do a survey for my fans. So I can't do a survey on YouTube, unfortunately. I've already covered Ethereum as well. Let's just rewind the stream for that. But yeah, this looks pretty bullish to me. I mean, it just looks like a big bull flag. But that's what it's going to be. This is the thing, is this isn't really a chart you can analyze very realistically, because this was all a hype-driven rally. Now, if you think that hype is going to resume because you actually think this coin has some real good basing behind it, well, then that's a different conversation. Just a small little extrapolation here shows me perhaps, you know, reaching that mid $200 range if we manage to get a breakout from here. But really, there's not much TA you can do on a chart like this, because it's just so much irrational exuberance, and really the only story this is telling me is that it moved up massively, it's cooled down, and if you're bullish on it, it's probably ready for another leg up, if you're bullish. Now, again, I don't know, I don't really care about coins like this, but from a technical perspective, that's what it's telling me. But I think that's fairly obvious. Thoughts on Hex? Don't really want to look at Hex, unfortunately. Would be nice if you influencers stopped. Don't call me an influencer, I don't like that title. Stopped comparing this cycle with 2017. Well, yeah, I mean, it's previous, it's a previous bull market, so I think it's a very good comparison. A lot of requests for Link. Let's take a look at Link now as well. A lot of people want me to look at Link right now. I'm a little bit upset that Bitcoin isn't moving faster than this, to be honest. I wanted to see some interesting price action there. But anyway, let's take a look at what Link is doing right here. I mean, this is again just the same kind of picture as Solana, really. Just looks like it's in a big old, you know, consolidation before ripping to the upside again. Again, this is a very, very irrational coin, though. I don't like analyzing it. I've probably lost more money than I've made money trading Link. It's basically just trading. I'm surprised by how stable it is, really. I mean, would have expected a little bit more speculation on this coin. It's the same classic picture. Look, it doesn't really have much resistance, right? It just basically went up in a straight line, came back down in a straight line. It didn't really trade sideways anywhere. I got one key rejection right here at $44, but really not a whole lot of, you know, price action. So, you know, I mean, my thoughts on this are, if it starts pumping, it's probably going to pump really hard. But other than that, I really can't say much. I mean, this chart to me doesn't make a lot of sense. There's just not much I can conclude from looking at this. What is your opinion on market being controlled by market maker who's using liquidation points in order to get the charts where he wants? What are my opinions? It's happening. That's my opinion. I mean, I think that's the case. I think it's real. Fossilized, your mate that speaks super fast does polls, and the watchers can pick. Who is my mate? Who are you referring to? But anyway, that's my analysis for a Link. FTM. A lot of requests for FTM, although it's mainly the same person. No, it's actually only the same person. I want to look at something that more people are interested in than just one person. I know you really want me to go through it, but you know, there's 1,100 people here. You know, I want to make sure that I'm going through what people are interested in. Litecoin seems to be quite requested at the minute. Let's see what's going on with Litecoin. It's been a solid minute. Oh, it's just at resistance right now. Interesting. 618 resistance right here. So potential rejection to be found here. If we don't find rejection, the next speculative target could be $230. It's not looking good. This is the thing, is it's just not got a lot of room to rise up before it finds resistance compared to the other coins. I mean, it really is just performing really badly. I mean, look at that. It hasn't even broken its 2017 all-time high. You know, like Charlie Lee just stopped caring at this all-time high. Charlie Lee, the founder of Litecoin. And it's just not done anything since then. I mean, really, it's a sad picture. It still hasn't done anything compared to these others. I want to stop taking altcoin requests now. I got a little bit bored of this. Yeah, I'm going to stop taking altcoin requests just for a minute. I'll go back to the Bitcoin dominance chart. And then, guys, if you have any other questions related to the psychology of being a trader or Bitcoin breaking out, anything about that kind of stuff, then please start dropping those kind of questions. I am not going to look at altcoins for a minute. I'll come back to them later on. I will come back to them later on in this live stream, but just not right now. I want to take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Look at that. It's rising when Bitcoin is going up. I mean, this is exactly what I was warning you would happen. So those of you who have been subscribed, shout out to you guys. You know, you're not going to be taken by surprise by what's going on right here. If you did heed my warnings about this and you didn't let it take you by surprise, then smash up that like button to show me that you were around for that and that you did know what was up. That would be absolutely fantastic. Let's see. I mean, the thing is you can't really conduct a lot of technical analysis on the Bitcoin dominance chart, in my opinion. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. 800 likes, beautiful. Only 200 away from that beautiful 1,000 target. Thank you all very, very much. This is a good look at Bitcoin's dominance history on the logarithmic. Same thing, really. You can see it had a lot of dominance in the market, 95% dominant in the market, which means 90% of the money, 90% of the value in the market was in Bitcoin. Absolutely tanked going into the beginning of 2018, and it has just kind of been ranging between those levels now. So, you know, are we going to see a big run up? It would be so cool if we did. If we saw a big run up now, that would probably mean Bitcoin really pumps through. Stop asking for altcoin requests, guys. I'm going to go through the other stuff now, but I'll come back to it in just a minute. What does the dominance mean? So again, I mean, you know, if Bitcoin really did start to rally very hard, we could be looking at alts getting absolutely destroyed. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. I don't think we're going to be seeing altcoins drop that badly. But it does definitely ring some bells of. I mean, look, it's at that kind of level right here, right? So if we did start to, again, you can't do analysis on this chart though. I don't want to. It's not very you know, reliable or sensible to do that, in my opinion. Someone's asking about the Rimac. I'm guessing you're talking about the electric car. Let's keep those questions for the end of the live stream. I want to keep this concentrated just for now. Do I think it makes sense to take some of my altcoin positions out and put them in Bitcoin in the short term with the best time? So here's the thing for Bitcoin and altcoins, and I can't tell you what to do, but my thoughts on this are very clear, and I want to say this, you know, on the record again, is when Bitcoin rises very nicely, we're generally going to see people only being interested in Bitcoin, and the reason for that is most people are only in these markets to make money. And we want to make money in the safest, most efficient ways. So altcoins are not a safe way to make money. We all know that. They're smaller markets. They're more subject to manipulation. There's a higher risk with them. So if the market is generally seeing that they can make a lot of money from Bitcoin, you know, and altcoins are actually dropping, well, then you have no reason to be in altcoins most of the time, right? People only want to buy altcoins to make money. And that reason is being lost right now when we look at coins like, you know, Ethereum, Cardano. Every altcoin really is not doing well right now against Bitcoin, right? So that's why we're seeing that problem getting worse, and people continuing to sell their holdings into Bitcoin and Bitcoin rallying. So, you know, Bitcoin will continue to move, and that means that at best, altcoins might just hold their USD positions, which some coins are doing, like Link. Other coins like Ethereum and Cardano are not doing that. You know, and at worst, you know, they'll straight up just be sold for Bitcoin. But in either case, and that's if Bitcoin goes up. If Bitcoin goes down, you're probably going to be looking at a little bit of panicking. So people are definitely not going to want to be in risky positions, and I think you'll definitely see a drop against Bitcoin. So in both cases, altcoins are a lose-lose position. The way I'm seeing it right now, just breaking it down in that way. Let me know if I made sense. If I didn't make sense about that, please let me know in the comments, and I will clarify that position again. But that's not scaring me. Like I said, I am buying altcoins right now. You know, to me, this is still the time to be in the altcoin market. This is where things are hottest, and obviously, you know, people are going to be quite fearful. I mean, you know, you really have to understand that, you know, compared to some of the highs that these altcoins have set in the recent market, just going back like 30 to 60 days ago, you know, they have halved against Bitcoin, right? These people are very hurt. They're down really, really bad. They're going to be capitulating and just kicking the bucket and being done with it now. And that's exactly where I want to be buying. So, you know, despite what I've just said about it being a lose-lose position against Bitcoin, that's only a temporary thing. I think that as soon as Bitcoin stabilizes a little bit or does something a little bit boring again, just like I said would happen, you know, just like a week ago, and then it happened. You know, those of you who are subscribed, you're going to see we've been on point about each of these things right here in this market. You know, timing when these things are going to happen, and really acknowledging these possibilities so that we are prepared for what can happen in this market instead of just being massively bullish the whole time mindlessly. You know, we've had a more intimate view of this market very reliably, very, very reliably with this channel. Those of you who are subscribed will know a lot about that. So it's the same case with these altcoins for me, is I think that, you know, that they are still going to rise very nicely. As soon as that speculation shifts away from Bitcoin, people are going to feel very greedy with Bitcoin because they made a lot of money off it. And I think they will then, you know, potentially start looking at loading up on altcoins to increase some of that speculation again. Let's see what else we have here in the comments. There you go. Hope I answered your question very thoroughly. Forflies, I believe that most of us at some point have experienced a huge loss. How did you manage your psyche in order to not bet high and risk amounts? I didn't, man. You know, when I suffered big losses in this market, I mean, in the past, I made really bad decisions and I just made it worse, and then I lost all of my money and I quit. And that cycle repeated many times. It really did. I mean, I'm not proud of it. Oh wow, this is the highest weekly close ever that we recorded 3 days ago. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I didn't. I lost everything, and I had to fund my account back up. And it was only when I went through enough cycles of that, when I realized actually this is just not the way to trade, that I changed my strategy. And you're seeing the result of that change now inside of VIP. I never suffer losses like that anymore. You know, my worst trading patches ever, you know, that I've experienced since those times, don't generally even include losses. You know, like, I mean, I might lose money, but compared to my net worth, for example, it would be a very small, like, you know, 1% loss on my net worth. Like, I'm talking, you don't even notice it. And that's the result of me messing up so many times before. I've gone through it all in that sense. And really what changed in me was I just realized, look, this is not the way you trade. It's like, if you want to make money, you just can't do that. And you know, I had to slowly build back up, and it was a grind, and it was absolutely terrible. And that was, I mean, it's the there's this chart of confidence. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. There is a chart of confidence in any industry, really. You guys will know, it's like Matthew something, I don't even know. Confidence chart. It's Dunning-Kruger. Where did I get Matthew from? Bloody hell. Let me show you this. Bam, right here. It's this chart right here, the Dunning-Kruger effect. Here, this is a better chart. Hopefully you can see this clearly. Oh, what is going on? And basically what this is showing us is that, you know, like you first start out. Oh, shit, hang on. Let me open this up in a new tab. Hopefully this shows properly. Bam, right here. This is better. You know, where we have, you know, you initially start out and you think you're an absolute genius. And then you have this valley of despair, and you're slowly rebuilding that confidence. You're never going to gain that confidence as quickly as you did originally, but then you stay high. And this is the beauty of it, you know, and this is what happens with trading accounts as well. You know, almost every good trader I know has suffered this kind of swing, including me. I've just suffered many of these cycles before finally taking the slow ascent upwards, in terms of confidence and, you know, and trading, how do I say, competence, and stuff like that. You know, my difference was I just didn't learn my bloody lessons because I was a young idiot. But you know, I mean, this is just generally how it goes, and And this is the thing, is like most people will get here to this valley of despair and they'll just cut it and they'll leave. And that's fine, right? Not everybody is made to be, you know, a millionaire with all the freedom in the world that they want, right? Some people are just going to resign themselves to not having it and whatever. I mean, you can't help them, but you know, others will, and they will hear what I'm saying right now and they'll be charged up and they'll be like, yeah, that's me. And those are the people that will really grab these opportunities by the balls and take that slow grind upwards, and they'll stay high forever. You know, because they're now doing things in sensible ways. So I'm aiming to show you how I've achieved that inside of this 4 Slides VIP group, you know, with, you know, the courses to back it up, so you can learn all the theory behind what I do while you watch me implementing it inside of the group. It really is a very, very powerful combination. I'm definitely not an expert. I'm definitely not the best trader in the world. Far, far from it. But what I'm great at is making sure I don't lose money, and then also making sure that I compound forward in this, you know, realistic way. This is it. And I'm doing that while Bitcoin is going up. So I'm making just as much money as the next guy, but then compounding forwards as well. So that, you know, it might not be a huge difference this month, but it will be, you know, in 6 months or a year generally. I mean, obviously I can't read the future, but that's my answer to your question, is I didn't learn my lesson until I quit enough times and I was like, all right, one last try, like an absolute gambling junkie. I told myself one last try and I'll do it properly this time. And I did. And I did do it properly. I did it sensibly at that point. I tried liking more than once, but it won't let me. That's completely fine, Manny. Thank you very much for trying anyway. If you did appreciate that little, you know, one-to-one chat there about the, you know, managing those kind of things, then you know what to do. Hit those likes, subscribe if you haven't already. Really do appreciate it all. This is a good day to be in the market. It looks like a great candle right now. I mean, look at this on the 4-hour time frame. Definitely looking like a slightly bullish kind of reversal candle right here. Good to catch a live stream. Good to see you here, Sue. Thank you for joining. 80% likes is more than the moon and other channel. Great TA. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it's a live stream, so it's a misleading number. We have 1,000 viewers right now, but in total, we've actually had 12,000 viewers so far. So that drops it down to about 8%. So, that you never really see the full story, but I have access to the analytics, so that's why I'm telling it to you. But that, I mean, every channel's like that. I think we're roughly on par. We definitely get more dislikes than other channels, but that's just because I tell you the truth, so people don't like the truth. I have my whole portfolio in alt. My God, I'm sorry for you. I plan on converting all of them into Bitcoin when the alts reach their peak. When do I think that will happen? Alts will usually reach their peak after Bitcoin reaches its peak at the end of the bull market. That's just generally how it goes. Nice skyline view. Thank you. Yeah, this is a beautiful skyline view. This is Dubai behind me. Let me show it to you guys real quick, just while you're all here. You can't even see much, can you? But just down there is this is, I don't even know what that is actually. It's like old buildings. You can see it very clearly in the day. And then behind me on that side, that building there, which says, oh, this is very difficult, this hand-eye coordination. There, right there, that building is the Address Downtown Tower, which is one of the best hotels in Dubai. If you're coming to Dubai, I always recommend people to stay in one of those hotels, the Address ones. In my opinion, it is one of the best hotels in the world. It's not even that special. It's just in a great location, and it's got great restaurants, and any Address hotel is phenomenal, really. I mean, they smell so nice, really. I mean, I feel like such an adult when I go in them. Really, I feel so mature. So yeah, it's a beautiful, and we're in the literal Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world right now. So a great place to be streaming for you all tonight. If I draw a Fibonacci from the beginning of October to 100k, we are exactly at 0.618 resistance. That is interesting. Let's take a look at that. So this person is saying, let's go into a naked chart. If I draw a Fibonacci from, let's remove all of these lines. If I draw a Fibonacci from the beginning of October, wait, which year are we talking about? Beginning of October? I'm guessing you mean right now. Where was the beginning of October? Oh, yeah, right here. From right here up to $100,000. That's 100,000 right there. Oh, yes, we are. Wow, look at that. We are indeed. Well, to be honest, when you look at it that way, it looks like a fairly realistic level, right? Like Bitcoin can take this rally up, you know, do a bunch of shit in between, hit 100, come right back down to this level, and then continue moving back up. If you've been around since the beginning of the live stream, and let me know if you have by dropping a, what should you write? Right, I've been here in the comments. If you have, I'm curious to know how many of you, because there's 1,100 of you. How many of you have been since the beginning? You know, you'll remember that I was talking to you about how Bitcoin will break these all-time highs and come back down to backtest them. And I would love to see that. And look at that. I mean, if we were to find resistance at like 77, which is the 382 Fibonacci, which is a very, very important Fibonacci, which is also, by the way, if you did the math, the mirror level of the 618, right? 1 take away 0.382 equals 0.618. Equally, 1 take away 0.618 equals 0.382. So these are very, very important levels. If we manage to kind of hit this as resistance, come back down, and then hit 100K, you know, that would be really nice. You know, kind of getting that kind of price action right there. So nice observation. Thank you very much, Bitman Crypto. Let's see what else we have here in the comments today. Would I expect Bitcoin to retrace once it hits the all-time high resistance? Would I expect it? I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that kind of stuff, but I'm definitely prepared for it. I do have a plan if that happens, yeah. It'd be foolish not to. Just wondering, what platforms do I retrieve Bitcoin news and updates on? None of them. I have no idea what the Bitcoin news is most of the time, because that is for the masses who are generally misled. Do you think the mainstream media lies to you? Yes or no? By extension, do you think Bitcoin news is also lying or just feeding you stuff you don't need to hear? Yes or no? And the answer is the same in my opinion. It really is. So I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm a price action trader. I'm a technical analyst trader. There's nothing that news can give me. Really, I mean, and I do obviously get the main big ones. You know, I have to factor that into my analysis a little bit. But really, I don't need to do that too much. Whales are starting to short. How do you know that? If you can tell me how you know that, I'd be curious to hear. But let's see how many have been here. Wow, a lot of you guys have been here since the beginning. That's pretty cool. Hotels in Dubai are amazing. Was there? Yeah, they really are cool. They are very, very cool in Dubai. I mean, obviously the whole city is, I mean, it's not the whole city, but a lot of the city is based off tourism. So you know, if you come here, you're going to have a very easy... These hotels are so ridiculously cheap sometimes. I mean, we're talking like $50 and you'll get something like in any other major city, you'd be paying like $150. You know, and like you were talking clean. You know, it's got all the amenities. It's got a gym. It's got a pool. It's got a view. For like $50. Like, it's crazy cheap sometimes. You just have to... This is the thing, is like Dubai is actually really cheap if you don't want to show off. Like really, really cheap. Cheaper than any major Western city. For sure. By the way, those of you who want to move to Dubai and stuff like that, hit me up. I have some great contacts to set you up. I love it. I mean, I moved here from the UK over a year ago, and I'm not looking back. I am not looking back, really. A lot of whales are shorting. Yeah, how do you know that whales are shorting? Four flies. How to stick to the plan and not FOMO in. Man, I mean, again, this is just one of those things where, you know, for me, I had to screw it up so many times to where I just didn't, you know, I did FOMO in, and it was a mistake, and I lost money, and I panicked, and then I just stopped. And I was like, all right, it's time to not be an idiot anymore. And you're either there or you're not. Like, some lessons you got to learn the hard way, and that was one of them. So I don't know what to tell you. I had to screw it up many times. Hopefully you don't. That's all I can say. How did I fund my account again after losing it all? Well, I was a YouTuber, still am obviously, and I had various sources of revenue. coming in. I mean, I've been you know, like an entrepreneur and stuff like that since I was 13 years old. So I've always had some cash coming in, never large amounts, but you know, I mean, they are small. We're talking hundreds of dollars only, but I was able to fund my account up in those ways. How did I learn to be confident on my entries and my technical analysis? Well, the truth is, mate, I always have anxiety around this stuff, even now. I just have to trust my system. And and another thing is, you know, I'll set my entry based off good TA. I'll trust my TA, and then I just won't look. Really, I mean, that's it. I just won't look. And as long as I had a good system, I'll be all right. And generally, it works out that way. You know, if I look a lot, I'll end up panicking and changing my opinion a million times. It's not good. What is my theory for why Bitcoin didn't crash today with that ETF introduction, while it did crash at the other two occasions in the past when other ETFs were launched? That's a good question, Kurt. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. I don't know. I really can't say. Other than correlation doesn't equal causation. You know, nothing was guaranteed with that kind of thing. Yeah, a lot of good questions you guys are asking here. Thank you all very much. We're so close to that 1,000 likes as well. Only 80 left, guys. Come on, let's go hit that. Say one altcoin to buy right now? No, I'm not your advisor. I'm sorry. Answered very well. Thank you. Dominance can be confusing AF when considering moves. Well, I'm glad I helped you with it, mate. Is it a good time to enter Cardano? Can't tell you that. Should I move to Dubai if I want to be a crypto trader as a woman? I like the tax-free zones. Being a woman has nothing to do with it. But yeah, 100% come to Dubai. What's my worst ever trade? I made a few bad trades in a row back in 2018. It was going short on Bitcoin. Actually, it was a good trade. It was just early. I went short on Bitcoin here like 3 times, and I got liquidated like 2 of those times. And it was a good trade because I ended up doing it again and I made a profit. But the reason I got liquidated here was I was really, really overly confident at this time. There's not going to be, I mean, there are definitely quite a few VIP members who are still around since back here, and you'll remember I really screwed up right here. That really is the only one that comes into mind, is when I went short at about 6,000, a few months too early. Just reading these comments here, seeing what else there is. Only 36, 34 likes away from that 1K mark. Absolutely beautiful. Nice to meet you. Love your channel so far. I love you too, Matthew. Thank you for dropping by. I missed the beginning. Go ahead and rewind, please, because I don't want to have to refresh this for everybody. But yeah, do I think the all-time high is coming today? Look, I mean, we're only 1% away. We're only $700 away. So, you know, you tell me. You know, I mean, we're only 1% away. We've already tested the downside. I mean, if we literally rise up by another $200, that's it. I mean, you know, we're probably going to rise the remaining 500 and hit that all-time high. I want to live in Dubai now. You should, mate. It is a great place to be. I don't like to fly. I don't like to fly either. I hate flying. It's an absolutely terrible experience. I don't care how fancy your first class seat is, flying is a terrible way to travel in my opinion. I mean, it's cool because you can traverse large areas very quickly, but it's so annoying. Do I have the margin usage data? No, I don't. Whale alerts on Twitter confirm transactions. Ah, okay, that's interesting. Whales are starting to short. Well, you know, I mean, from a purely risk to reward standpoint, this is a good area to go short to expect a little bit of resistance. Like I said, if we did get a little bit of a pullback right now, I'd love to see Bitcoin fall into 63. Falling any deeper would be spectacular, but I don't know how much we would fall by. What are my thoughts on XRP price if the lawsuit turns out positive? XRP will probably explode. I think that was fairly obvious. Do I feel news is relevant for stocks as well, or just cryptos mainly? Stocks, it's a little bit more mixed, but generally I would still have the same opinion that I don't care about the news. Can I just travel there and remain there? I mean, if you get a visa, then yes, of course you can. Should we expect a correction after we break the all-time high? We shouldn't be surprised by one. Yeah, I think it's quite likely we would get one. Why do I hate altcoins so much? Do I think my ego may be blinding you from amazing projects and opportunities? Absolutely, yes. My ego is blinding me, but why do I hate them? Look, the thing is they're just like, some shitcoin trader is gonna make a big profit on their shitcoin, and they're gonna take on such a ridiculous amount of risk, whereas I'm gonna be making much more predictable profits on Bitcoin, and I'm not taking nearly as much risk on, right? I'm not going to be sitting on a coin. And one of my other big problems with these altcoins, right, which I think is really underrated, people don't really talk about this, is when you're investing in these shit coins, you have to buy them and then you have to wait a long time to know if your decision was a good decision, right? You're not going to know for a very long time. And that makes it very problematic because you know, you might have to hold on to something for 6 months and it's already dropped by 30%. Meanwhile, you know, the other safer coins, which you can trade in much more predictable ways, you could have already made some profits. And then you're going to be holding on to it because, you know, you're not just buying these coins and then holding on to them, you also become emotionally invested into them. It's very hard to buy them and not be emotionally invested into them. And this is partly the problem, is you'd be 6 months deep into it, minus 30%. Other people like me will be making consistent, predictable profits. Or if we're not making profits, we'll be making very, very small controlled losses, which barely affect us. You know, whereas you're just holding on to a string of hope, you know, and there's so many examples of coins like this, which people had just as good of reasons to buy them, you know, as you do today, as they would have had 3-4 years ago in 2017. And these coins still haven't recovered. You know, so my other problem with it is you don't know if you're correct about your trade, about your investment, until, you know, you're 2 years down, you're 6 months down. You just don't know if you made the right decision. Whereas, again, someone in my position, trading these markets with leverage, you guys already know where I'm doing it. I'm doing it all on the Bybit exchange, all of it. It's all happening right here, and you can sign up to it using my link in the description. Even if you're not ready to trade with it, sign up, make your deposit. You're going to get some free cash deposited into your account just as a thank you for using my link. Go ahead and check it out. Take your money right back out. Just trade with the free money. You can definitely do that. You can do that right now. It's going to take you like 30 seconds. It's the best exchange to use in my opinion. Linked down below. You have to use that link in order to benefit from that bonus. And you know, when I'm trading in this way, you know, compared to the other person who doesn't know what they're doing, you know, and doesn't know if their decision was correct for like 6 months. Well, what if you made the wrong decision? Now you're not only sitting on a loss, all the other coins have started to run up, and you're going to start to feel, you know, regret that, you know, you missed out on, and this is the thing, and then you're gonna be feeling more fear of missing out. You're gonna, you know, rush into the next thing, and the next thing will tank, and you'll just be in a negative spiral of losses. Whereas you could learn how to carry out, you know, TA. You can learn how to use tools like what I use, and as long as you can do it safely, and it's not for everybody, right? Trading is dangerous. No matter what trading you're doing, it's dangerous. If you're trading crypto, it's even more dangerous. If you're trading altcoins, it's even more dangerous. You know, if you're trading leverage, it's dangerous. But if you can learn how to do this stuff safely, and I'm teaching it all to you inside of 4Flies VIP with these free courses that you'll get when you sign up to VIP. Most subscriptions that join VIP will get those courses for free, where I teach you everything I know about trading from A to Z. Absolutely everything. No base, you know, all bases covered. You can be someone who's never traded before, never touched a chart, never touched trading software, don't understand the concepts. You will know everything by the end of the course, and you'll watch me implementing those lessons, those very same principles in real time with this package. And it's just, this is the thing, is it's, for me, it's a far more easily predictable way to make money. That's why I like the altcoins. And of course, you're 100% correct. I am letting my ego blind me to good opportunities. But at the end of the day, I prefer something where I'm far more in control of my results than altcoin trading and investments. So there we go. That's my take on that stuff. Bam! 1,000 likes. There we go. There we go. What do you guys want from me? We hit 1,000. What are we doing? How do I thank you for this? See what else we have here in the comments. Inflation in the United States is out of control. What effect do I think that will have on Bitcoin? Yeah, I mean, standard effect that you already know about. I think if inflation keeps going rife, money will keep going into assets, including Bitcoin. The thing is like, you know, if inflation is going up, then so will the S&P 500 and the other big major indices across the world. Look at this. Look at this. Really rallying very up. Very up. What the hell? Very nicely. If it's moving up very nicely, then, you know, your standard suit and tie white collar investors are going to be making a lot of money. And if that's the case, they are probably going to be looking to take on more risk by entering more speculative markets like Bitcoin. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Why am I saying Dubai the way I am? Well, a lot of people say Dubai, but in Arabic you would pronounce it Dubai. Like almost like you're saying San Francisco the Bay. It's Dubai. That's the correct pronunciation for it. And, you know, wherever I can, I try to say the correct pronunciations, just out of respect to the place. It's very fun saying the German cities, like Stuttgart. I love that. But that's why I say it. It's just the correct pronunciation. I don't vape, but thank you for the offer. I smoke a lot of shisha though. Shisha is great. Why don't I care about the news when it can sometimes invalidate TA? It almost never invalidates TA in my experience. Almost never. Is it still tax-free in Dubai? There is 5% VAT, but other than that, nothing. No income tax, no corporation tax. It's really nice. Why do I hate Binance so much? Because they're a very irresponsible and shady company. They do a lot of stuff really well, though. They have great tech. They provide a lot of amazing things to their clients. But at the end of the day, I just can't get behind a company that has the shortcomings that they have. What's the monthly rent for a small studio apartment in Dubai? Tempted to move there in the future. Well, I mean, obviously this depends on location, but if you're going for a standard good area, I mean, you know, you can easily get something for, I'm sure, like 3,000 dirham per month, something like that, 3 to 5, you know, something nice, maybe even less. And you know, and I'm talking in a relatively nice area like JVC. I mean, this is an area where, you know, you don't really care about where you're staying. You just want something nice, clean, good area, you know, good people around you. I'm sorry, did I say JVC? I meant to say JLT, Jumeirah Lake Towers. You know, I mean, that's a good area. It's just outside near the marina, so there's a lot of, you know, young crowd there, working crowd, people going to offices, stuff like that. I'm sure you could get something like 3 to 5,000 dirham, and, you know, to put that in US dollars, we're talking like, what is that in US dollars? Like 1 to 1.5k US a month. I don't know, something like that. Please answer me on living in Dubai as a single American woman. I mean, yeah, it's Dubai. Like, it's not like this is a very normal city. You know, you're gonna be all right. You'll be much safer here as a woman than many other places in the world, and definitely much safer here than in America. I can promise you that right now. You'll be very pleasantly surprised. When will we see a Burj Khalifa candle on Bitcoin? Inshallah, we will see it today, bro. Hopefully today. Need to move to Dubai. Everyone needs to move to Dubai. Please come. I want my property investment to go up. No, but I do love it here. I do. Are there a lot of Americans in Dubai? No. America is literally the polar opposite side of the world. So, there's not that many, but they are around. They are around. I think I know more Canadians here than I do Americans, surprisingly. Guys, I want to get this back on track with the TA. So let's go through other questions if you have them. Check out the YouTube channel of Alessio Rostani. I do. I love him. I love Alessio Rostani. Very, very cool guy. Do I trade alts with futures? Yes, I do. I trade alts with futures. I don't hold alts other than Ethereum and Swissborg. Don't thank us, we're thanking you with the likes. Well, thank you very much. Oh, wait. Just messed it up. Oops. Why do I like Bybit more than Bitmex or Binance? Well, Bybit and Bitmex are both great. I've worked with Bitmex in the past as well. Obviously, I work with Bybit now. They're both great exchanges. Bybit has better liquidity, and that is a big deal. Why do I like them more than Binance? That's easy. I just don't like Binance. So anything is better than Binance for me. How are the sinking islands doing out there in Dubai? I don't think they're sinking, bro. I don't think they're sinking. A lot of people are quite intent that whales are shorting Bitcoin, but somebody else mentioned that funding rates are pretty stable. So let's take a quick look at this. Let's first type in shorts for Bitcoin and take a look at this. Are they skyrocketing right now? No, they're not. So we're not seeing a big increase in people going short on Bitfinex. Let's take a look at longs. They have been moving up a little bit. And then I want to also look at the funding rate. So I have to go into my favorites, and it's this one right here, looking at it on the 1 hour time frame. And the funding rates are actually favoring the bears, which indicates to me that it's not favoring the bears by a lot, but it does indicate to me that actually it's been favoring the bears for a while. So this doesn't really mean a whole lot, does it? Yeah, it is favoring the bears though on all time frames, on all key time frames that I use, but not by much. If anything, it's largely neutral. So, yeah. Is Bybit available for Canadians? I'm not sure. But I was using Bybit in restricted territories, and I was just using a VPN. Completely fine. Can't tell you to do that, obviously. Definitely don't do that. If it's illegal in your country, don't do it. I like Al Ain more. I haven't been there much. Will alts explode before Bitcoin tops out? Yeah, I'm sure they would. Do you pay capital gains tax? There's no capital gains tax here. It's literally like against Islam, depending on your interpretation, to be paying taxes. So they just don't do it. They charge you in other ways, like fees for setting up a company are very expensive here, for example, compared to the West. Is it easy to date chicks in Dubai? Is water wet? Yeah, everyone, everyone comes there for fun. And there's a very international, group of people here. It's a great place. It really is. I mean, you're going to find a lot of cool people here. What is the maximum position size on Bybit before slippage becomes an issue? Slippage can be an issue at any price point. I'm sorry, at any size, and it also depends on what pair you're trading. If you're trading altcoins, for example, the position size is going to be a lot smaller to trigger slippage. But slippage might not, like, I mean, you can have slippage on a $100 order. I think what you might mean is just general order fulfillment issues. It's probably if you're trading with more than $5-10 million after leverage is on Bitcoin is when you might start to have a problem. But I don't know. I haven't hit that. Like I haven't actually like had a slippage issue is what I'm saying. So I couldn't say. Am I homies with Naeem? Yes. Don't talk to him as much as I'd like to though. Can you lose more than your account balance on Bybit? No, that's not possible. You can't lose more than your account balance on anything. Not like on any of these crypto exchanges anyway. What do you expect the alt's top 50 will do towards the end of the bull run, like in percent? I mean, they'll go crazy, usually. Usually they go absolutely crazy because that's when people are most euphoric. That's when people are really throwing their cash at the market. That's when people do the stupidest things. Am I going to take profits at a predetermined level, or am I going to watch the market just to decide when to scale out and take profit? The latter. I don't have predetermined levels. I'll just watch the market, see how I feel, watch the sentiment. Am I getting a lot of hate for talking about the price dropping? If yes, you know, that would be one factor. Have we massively risen up very quickly? If yes, that would be another factor. Are we at a psychological area of resistance like 75, 90, 100? Then yes, I would. You know, that would be another factor. Lots of different things. Someone here has used Bybit in Canada and haven't needed a VPN yet. So I mean, it's always a good idea to use a VPN no matter what. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you haven't had a problem, that's great too. Someone's asking, is Sammy Loyal _ on Twitter really me? Yes, it is. 1_, but my real Twitter is linked in the description. Actually, it's not my real Twitter in the description. It's my old Twitter, but that points you to my new one. Let me just correct that real quick. So if you go in the description now, it should update within the next 30 seconds. You probably have to refresh the live stream, but that is the link to my Twitter. Alright guys, I am getting a little bit tired here. Very hungry as well. Live streams make me hungry because I'm talking non-stop. Has Ethereum just broken out? Let's take a look at Ethereum. Oh yeah, mate, it might have. It definitely might have. Yeah, if we zoom in, look at this on the 15-minute time frame. Bam, look at that. Definitely might have. This might be a real breakout for sure. Nice. Yeah, so it's done. Actually, what Ethereum has done just here is it's had a little bit of downward sloping resistance. It's broken out and it's come back down to backtest it, and it's now moving up. And the reason I'm pointing this out to you is if you watched right at the beginning of today's live stream, you would have also noticed that I had the exact same line drawn on Bitcoin, which looked a little bit like this, where Bitcoin had a downward trending resistance line, broke out, came back down to backtest it, and that's what gave it this leg to challenge or get close to challenging the all-time high. So Ethereum right now is in exactly the same position. So that is definitely something to keep an eye on right now. Do I think Ethereum is actually going to make a big rally up now? No, I don't think so. I think it's too early. But it would be cool if it did. It'd be very cool if it did. What time is it in Dubai? It's now 2:30 a.m. So definitely a little bit late for me. I would like to get going relatively soon. Let me just make sure I haven't skipped anything that my analyst wanted me to go through. Nah, nothing important. Am I invested in the Bybit token? Is there a Bybit token? I don't know about that. There is no Bybit token from what I know, mate. Do I listen to other YouTubers' videos, and if so, who? Almost never. No, it's very rare that I watch other YouTubers these days. There are two exceptions. Number one, Tone Vase on screen right here. Definitely one of my favorite analysts in the space. I've learned a lot from him. I've attended his workshops. I've bought his product. I love him. He's great. One of my role models, not only in trading, but also even in life. Which makes it all the more cool that I've had him on this YouTube channel and I've interviewed him and I've been able to drive him around in my Ferrari. That was a major life goal checked off. And then Crypto Kirby as well. And he is again somebody else who I've bought his paid products from. I've watched him a lot. I've learned a lot from him. He really is absolutely amazing. These are two of my favorite YouTubers in the whole space. These are the only two that I still watch, but even at that, I don't watch them very much. Just because it muddies my own analysis. You know, I mean, I'm doing my own thing. I don't really want to know what other people are thinking. it will only cloud my judgment generally. How probable to go to 57k before the all-time high? Well, at the moment, considering we're only $900 away from the all-time high, very, very slim chance. But obviously that chance will go up if we get rejected from here and start dropping down. I'm now buying Solana with 10x leverage, giving me a 20% margin if the price drops. Bro, if it... You don't have a... You haven't done your math properly, Bruno. If you're buying with 10x leverage, your margin if the price drops is about 9%. Because that remaining 1% is probably the exchange that is probably the fee that the exchange is going to take. So it's actually 10%, it's not 20. So you need to check your math, and if that was just a typo, that's fine. But if you genuinely did that calculation wrong, you need to stop trading on leverage, because that demonstrates a poor understanding of the math that you're getting deep into. It's not even deep math. I mean, it's just you're multiplying risk by 10. So as soon as you hit 100%, you're liquidated. That's number one. So you did your math wrong, or you did a typo. If you did a typo, that's fine. If you did your math wrong, stop trading right now, because you're going to get yourself absolutely wrecked if you can't handle that kind of math, which again is very simple. Secondly, your liquidation point is your exit. Like, what kind of risk management are you doing? That sounds very risky. And third, it's a very volatile coin, so maybe not, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't be banking on that. I definitely would not be trading with such high leverage on such a volatile coin. Bear cycle next year? Maybe. I don't know. Crypto Kirby is a really good realistic analyst on Bitcoin. Absolutely he is. He's just a... I feel like he's an even more grounded version of me. So, if you appreciate my realism, you're going to love his. There is coming a Bybit token, not out yet. I'm generally against tokens, but I'm not against making money. So I'll take a look at it. But it's definitely not something that I would be preaching to you guys very much. I might just buy it for my own speculative returns, really. Kirby is still bearish. Is that reasonable? If you watch his videos, see, I get the same criticism sometimes. If you watch his videos, you'll see that he's not actually necessarily bearish. He's just pointing out warning signs. He always says that warning shots fired and drops the bomb. And he is telling you that we're in a bullish trend right now. So is he actually bearish? Is he bearish or cautious? That's the question I'll ask you. I don't think he's bearish. I think he's cautious right now. You can't be bearish right now. I mean, you can, but it'd be very bloody difficult. Nick, Four Flights, thank you for a realistic view on the market. You're always speaking facts about alts. Thank you. I have a question. Do you have Bitcoin, which I hold spot? Yes, I do. I hope to drive you around in my Ferrari one day. Amazing, mate. But I don't like being a passenger. I'm sorry. We can drive together, though. Side by side. What model of Ferrari is everyone's favorite? I'm curious to know. My model is my favorite is probably SF90. But I can't buy it yet, unfortunately. Jordan Camiran like you, bro. Well, he was talking shit about me the other day. But when I told him that we should talk like men instead of just, like talking shit behind each other's backs, he didn't want to play ball. Some people are just like that. They'll drop the flames, but when you come. And just talking like gentlemen. I don't want to rip him apart or anything like that. I just wanted to be friends and just say what's up and have a good conversation. But that's fine. I mean, he has his reasons for not wanting to talk to me. It's completely fine. But I don't think he likes me. Benjamin Ray, I watch every Curbs video and I don't think he's bearish. This is the thing, is you have to actually watch the video. And you'll understand, right? I mean, he's obviously got the bearish titles, but I mean, look, this is YouTube, right? You're getting free content. The YouTubes need to be I'm sorry, the YouTube optimization and stuff needs to be there. But end of the day, you have to watch the content. You have to watch it to the end to really understand what's going on. Let's see what we got here. LaFerrari, F430, F12 super fast, F40. California, that's not one that you hear often. 488 Pista. Cool, yeah. Got some I'm curious what you guys think of the Porsches. Which are your favorite Porsches here? My favorite Porsche is probably my very own GT3, because it's a manual. It's got a manual gearbox, or a 718 Spider, or the GT3 Speedster, the 911 Speedster. That one's also pretty cool. It's basically just a GT3 but without a roof. But I think that the 718 Spider would be even cooler than all of them because it's mid-engine. What made me start my channel? Well, if you go and look at when this channel started, it was about 10 years ago. So I was 10. And it was just me wanting to be famous at the beginning, really. I didn't really know much better. GT3 RS, 992 GT3. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fairly easy question, isn't it? I mean, everyone's going to say GT3. No one's saying GT2 RS, interestingly. Nobody said GT2. I used to have a Macan and love it. Macans are beautiful. Go race a plaid. Dude, I've owned the Tesla Model S P100D, and they're fast in a straight line, and that is it. Like, for a driver who really wants to have fun in a car, I don't give a fuck what you say. I still own a Tesla Model 3 Performance. I love them. They're great daily cars, but they are not cars for fun. You can't argue that. I've heard it all. I've tried it all. They are just not fun cars. I'm sorry. Driving fast in a straight line, and that is it. And driving fast in a straight line is not the best thing. Right? That's why when I asked about, like, what are your favorite Ferraris and what are your favorite Porsches, nobody said the SF90, nobody said the GT2 RS, and these are two of the fastest cars on the planet. Nobody says that. People care more about how the car handles. Teslas handle terribly compared to these true sports cars. They do. You hate to hear it. I don't give a shit how much you enjoy autopilot. I love autopilot. I love the fact that Tesla's got all the other extra features, but end of the day, these are not sports cars. These are not cars that are as fun to drive as sports cars. Tesla fanboys, they really just have something up their ass. They can't acknowledge reality. It's like an altcoin holder. Really, I don't care what you say. I've done it all. Like I've even bought Tesla stock and I've ridden it up and made a nice profit on it. Like I've done everything a normal Tesla fanboy has done, and I'm not as deluded as them. They really are boring cars. Yeah, they are boring. You can't even drive them quickly in a straight line because you're gonna run out of battery. Like, it's annoying. Look at that. Ethereum's really starting to make a little bit of a move there. Beautiful. Have you tried the Tesla Plaid? No, I haven't. What are my thoughts on the Urus? It's an Audi RS Q8 with a fancy badge on it. I actually, one day, if I make enough money from crypto to where I really just don't give a fuck, I'd like to buy an RS Q8, debadge it completely, and stick Lambo stickers on it, and just see how many people it fools. And I promise you, it'd fool a lot of people. We'd just do it for fun. No, I haven't tried the Plaid. They don't exist yet in the UK, as far as I know, nor in the UAE. I don't think they've hit these markets yet. I think they're only in the United States and perhaps Canada. Taycan was pretty cool. Yeah, the Taycan was like a real Porsche, but electric. Pretty cool. So we doing TA or arguing about cars? Bro, if you got more TA questions, please drop them. I'm ready to go back to TA. I just haven't really seen I mean, yeah, Ethereum is breaking up. It looks good here. I mean, I don't know what more I can say. If you guys have more things you want me to go through, then please do let me know. Otherwise, yeah, I would probably call it the end of the stream right around over here. I didn't try the Tycon Turbo, it's just the Tycon Turbo. I am looking at Ethereum. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It's breaking out. Like I said, it's got that back test. What can I say? How are the rest of the altcoins doing? Let's see how Cardano is doing. Cardano is also getting it. It looks like the whole altcoin market might be experiencing a little bit of a nice bump right now at the minute. I wouldn't want to speculate on where this is going to go yet. I mean, you know, it's only been going on for the past bloody 5 minutes, hasn't it? Yeah, well, not 5 minutes, but this is relatively recent price action. Do I have any motorcycles? No, but I'd love to. But my mum wouldn't let me ride a motorcycle. And my mum's still the boss, unfortunately. She's very upset with me having the fast cars I have now, to be honest. She worries a lot, bless her. TA question for Bitcoin. If we will back a bit, what's the next support potential buying opportunity? I think that if Bitcoin drops a little bit, the next support I would be seeing for Bitcoin is... Oh, this is interesting. So we're seeing these altcoins pump a little bit while Bitcoin is getting a little bit of consolidation. So this could actually be pretty nice for Bitcoin. I'm sorry, for the altcoins right now. But I don't think Bitcoin's going to be consolidating for long. As for support for Bitcoin, 63, this was the prior swing high. This could be where Bitcoin potentially comes down to find some support. I've covered this at the beginning of the live stream, by the way, so if this is new stuff to you, then please go back and watch that. More support around, yeah, 60, and this whole box is support as well. Really, I mean, there's support everywhere, so I don't really know what in particular to point to. Someone's asked for the EMA ribbon. Let's take a look at that. 1 hour EMA ribbon. Provided Bitcoin some very nice support recently, but it's not very reliable. So let's look at the 4 hour EMA ribbon, and this is providing some very nice support for Bitcoin, stretching between $59,000 and $62,000. So a dip into this range would make a lot of sense for Bitcoin to find a little bit of support, I think, over the next hours. That would be absolutely great. Sammy, would I buy Ethereum now? I've already bought Ethereum, mate. Can't tell you what I would be doing now, though, because I do save that for the VIP stuff, as you know. Do I favor Cardano or Ethereum or both? I think Ethereum is a better bet because it's safer, and it does basically the same thing. It's got a better track history, like a proven track history, and you know, as a leverage trader, I feel a lot more comfortable trading Ethereum because of that. But I think they're both great trades. Talking about cars is interesting while watching Ethereum pump. It is, isn't it? I like it. I'm happy with it. Can I please tell these people that Shiba is trash? Of course it's trash. It goes without saying. It's a bloody dog coin. Is it a dog coin? It is a dog coin, isn't it? It's a Doge competitor. I mean, this is like the Chinese rip-off version of a crypto coin. Of course it's trash. Have I ever driven an F-type Jag? Never driven a Jag. Never driven them. I don't have a good opinion of them, unfortunately. My wife will not allow me to buy a motorcycle. See, that's the thing. I wouldn't listen to a wife. I wouldn't listen to a wife. No way. But mom, yeah. If Bitcoin drops, is it alt's last chance to buy cheap? I don't know about last chance, man. I don't want to be that dramatic. What's my confirmation that a breakout is going to hold? Usually if it rises 1 to 3% above the breakout point is where you know that it's going to stick. How much does a modest house cost in Dubai? I don't know. Again, it all depends on the area, you know. It really does. It depends on the area, but yeah, I couldn't even give you a number. I couldn't. You can get a nice house in a nice area, not too far from the main city, for probably 2 to 3 million there. Actually, no. There are some really nice developments that are relatively close to the city, and these are terraced houses, so they're all copy paste. A little bit depressing in my opinion, but still great. I mean, there'll be a massive upgrade coming from Europe, for example, with their boring architecture. If you like the newer stuff, and that might be like 1.6 to 2 million dirham, which we're talking like, I don't know what that is in dollars. Divide that number by 3.67. Shiba Inu is so bullish. I don't care how bullish it is. It's a bloody trash coin. You can make money with trash. Yeah, you can. But it's too trashy for me. It really is. I can't. Not now. Maybe I change my mind later. But not now. What do I think about SafeMoon? Same thing. Don't care. What do I think about market makers? Do they move the markets? Of course they do. Yeah, I think so. Have I checked Bitcoin Satoshi's vision? Not recently, no. I do remember somebody asking about that earlier on. I'm sorry I didn't get to your question. I did read it. I just didn't get to answer it. But oh, this looks like it's in a beautiful pattern right now, though. It really looks like it could break out as well. Very, very nicely. Down by 9% in 10 days. Yeah, this is a very, very nice correction. It really is. This is a great correction. It looks very bullish to me. Try an F-type for the noise alone. I had one. You know, I don't really care about noise too much. I love my 718 Boxster, and that's, I mean, it's got basically no sound compared to some of these other, you know, big cars. I heard like an F-type, what is it, SVR? One of my friends wanted to buy one. I wasn't super fascinated by it. It was actually too loud. It was painful. That car was. It was painful. Sammy, for crypto, would you say 3% counts as a breakout rather than 1%? I think it depends on what else is happening. That's a very good question. Let's dive deep into that question. So this person is asking, if we get a breakout, is it 1% for a breakout that's important? So let's just measure this real quick so I get you the right numbers. The real all-time high was 64.9, which is right here. And then rising 1% above that, or 3%. Let's talk about this. All right, so I'm talking about how do you know if a breakout is going to stick or if you're going to just quickly rise above it and then drop back down. And the common rule is we either rise up by 1%, which would put us at about over here, bam, 65.6, or rising up by 3%, which would put us at about over here, which is 66.9. So which one is it? And let's just color these differently. So let's say this is the all-time high. The yellow line is the all-time high. Red is 1% breakout. They're both red. Let me change this. Let me make this a darker red or some other shade. Let's go for a lighter red. Red is 1%, pink is 3%. Which one is the real breakout? Sorry. I think that I think this depends on what happens before we hit the level. And it also depends, yeah, so for example, if Bitcoin were to consolidate very, very nicely here for a long time and had a pullback and then kept consolidating, a 1% breakout would be pretty good. If, however, we're very, very quickly rising up, this could just be an irrational blip. And that's where I would start to say, like, it depends on how we approach the levels. If we were to approach it right now, I'd be much more keen on expecting this to be the real breakout. If we were, but then it also depends on, like, where is the 3% level? This 3% level is at 66.8, which is not so close to 70. 70 is all the way up here. So in that sense, I would be pretty comfortable using that 3% rule. If it happened to be that this 3% breakout was all the way up here, well then, that's very close to psychological resistance at 70, so I wouldn't be super happy with that. So it depends on and that's why I'm saying, like, there's a lot of different variables that go into this to make me decide that, including, you know, what happens directly before it. You know, like, are we consolidating? If we're consolidating, you know, then a fake out is much less likely. But if we're just very quickly ripping up, then it could just be, you know, quick irrational price action, which gets cancelled out. But it's very possible we fake out even at 3%. This is what makes trading difficult. And we've been doing a lot of that lately. In this market especially this year, we've been doing a lot of those kind of fake outs. A lot. Which is why trading has been so difficult for a lot of people this year. Hopefully that answers your question. Headed back to the TA a little bit. Have I ever driven a Toyota? I don't think so. Because the thing is, I made a lot of my money. I mean, obviously I came, you know, broke. Like, A lot of people don't know this about me. Like, I really came from broke. Like, didn't have money. I mean, obviously, we had food on the table, we had electricity, thank God, but not much more beyond that. I mean, really broke. You know, single mom had to raise me after the divorce. Thankfully, I still saw my dad all the time as well, though. But it was, yeah. So this is the thing, is like, by the time I was able to start driving, I had already made money. So my first car was an Audi A3 convertible. Don't bother getting a wife if you're ever going to side with your mom. She's gonna have to know her place, man. My accent sounds like West Country. Do you mean in the UK? I guess you do, don't you? What do I think will happen to Bitcoin price if no more Bitcoins available to buy? Of course, it's going to shoot up. That basically is another way of asking, what do I think will happen if there's no supply in the market? What is this site that I'm using? It's called tradingview.com, and it's linked in the description. Go check it out. If I like the mid-engine Porsche, look at the GT4. Well, that's why I said I like the 718 Spider, because the 718 Spider is a GT4, but without a roof. Sammy sounds half British, half American. Well, I am fully British, but yeah, I have a lot of American friends, and had since I was a child. We had a 5% fake out in April. Yeah, we've had disgusting fake outs in this market. Let's go back to that. Look at this. April right here. This was a sizable. Are you talking about this one right here? Yeah, 5% fake out. I don't know if you can call this a fake out though, because at 5%, that just looks like a failed rally to me. I wouldn't say that's a fake out anymore. Especially because, look, it happened after quite a bit of time. I don't know what the definition of a fake out is exactly, you know, but I mean, this was 30 days later. I wouldn't really count that as a fake out. Actually, I guess you could. Yeah, you could call this a fake out. Ethereum looks like it wants to break out soon. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it does, man. It really does. I mean, it's doing something very nice. But alternatively, Ethereum could just be entering a sideways trading pattern that looks like this. It really could. Am I a fan of any Lambos, Huracan, or Aventador? Absolutely not. I hate Lambos. They're a terrible car, really are. I mean, they're glorified Audi R8s. Well, I mean, Huracans are. I don't know about Aventador. But with four-wheel drive, I don't know why you would do it. I don't know why you would have that much power and just that four-wheel. That's the only thing that makes me hesitant about the SF90, is it's four-wheel drive. Like, you have now effectively killed all of the fun if it's four-wheel drive. Yet another reason why Teslas are just not as fun as the salesman want you to think it is. If I had to choose two indicators, what would they be? And do I think I could still make profits when limited to using them? Brad, I have good news for you, mate. I only use two indicators for most of my content and most of my analysis. Only. It's the EMA and the Ichimoku Cloud. There's a new coin called Digital Bank of Africa. It's a great project. That is pretty spectacular. GT4 handles a lot better. Is it a lot better? Is it really a lot better? I don't know. Because all you're losing with the 718 is a little bit of structural rigidity. A little bit. But obviously they're going to be compensating for that by strengthening the rest of the chassis. So are you really getting something that handles a lot better if it's the GT4 instead of the 718 Spider? I don't think so. But I don't know, because I haven't driven either of them. But for me, I would rather sacrifice a little bit of that driving experience to drop the roof, because I feel like that enhances the driving experience like threefold. If you would take a trend extension fib, I don't know how to use them, bro. I'm sorry. This is one of the most basic things that I don't know how to use. I'm really sorry about that. 1.1k likes. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Smash up the like buttons. Thank you all so much, Kurt. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this so far, you know what to do. Hit up those likes. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. This really is the place to be when we're witnessing price action like this right here. It really is a great time to be in the market. I'm so glad I was able to deliver this live stream for you all. But we are now at 3 a.m. So it would be sensible if I did start to call it a day. There are many abandoned supercars on the way streets. You know, people say that, but I've never seen them. I've never seen an abandoned supercar here. Why don't people take them? Because you can't steal here. Stealing is a very serious crime. Can I please explain what a failed auction pattern is? I think you mean a failed breakout pattern. I don't know what you mean though. Please clarify the question. When will I decide if I'm a bear or a bull? Oh, I move with the market. Sorry to break it to you. New Hummer EV looks sick. Yeah, it does. The new Hummer. I need to check this out. Guys, I'm 2.5 hours into the live stream. You can't tell me not to look at cars right now. I'm losing my concentration. It's so funny because like I'm terrible at waking up. I'm very lazy generally and stuff like that. But for cars, I wake up really quickly, like when I'm on a road trip and stuff. But this looks so beautiful. My God, this looks so nice. It really does. I would consider buying something like. Look at that. Look at that. That is just. That is the future of American. Whatever the Hummer class is. I mean, this just looks really cool. That looks so cool. I would, if I took a testosterone test before and after buying that car, you would see a visible increase. Anybody would. I promise you. Man, woman, cat, dog, testosterone goes up. Just looking at this picture. That is so cool. That is so cool. I love the car talk mixed with TA. Great day for Bitcoin and Ferrari. Yes, it is, mate. Yes, it is. It's a day of optimism today. The new Peugeot 106. These new Peugeot cars are really cool. This is the best thing about cars is like the cheap cars are getting really good. They're looking great. They're loaded with amazing options. The bottom of the market has elevated so much in the past couple of years. I love that. I mean, this is the natural effect of capitalism. It's really cool. But this is just beautiful. Look at that. Tell me that's not really cool. It's got these 3 little LEDs right here. It's got the guys, in another life I would be a car YouTuber. Would you guys watch me if I made a car YouTube channel? Like reviewing cars, making cinematic videos of them like Carfection. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Imagine a zombie apocalypse and whipping around in this. Putting a little turret on top. Just like in a movie. Oh. There's times I wish I was American so I could have all that little, you know, freedom energy in me. That's pretty cool. This colorful one here. Oh, it's so beautiful. How much are these? How much are these? Does anyone know? Oh, what's the 0 to 60 speed on this? I'll go back to TX. 3 seconds! 3, that's faster than my Ferrari. 3 seconds. Whew. Oh shit. 3 seconds and it's $106,000. Oh my god. The cheapest one is 80. But it's not going to arrive until 2024. 3 seconds in this with the roof down, with space for 5 people and a bloody pickup truck thing in the back. Oh my god. Which one is cooler, Cybertruck or the Hummer? I honestly think it's the Hummer. I think the Cybertruck would be better, but I think the Hummer looks cooler. If I made a custom car for you with a Bitcoin design theme, would I buy it? Well, it depends what the car was like. I mean, if that's actually pretty cool, then yeah, obviously I'd consider it. It's 6-wheel drives. It has 6 wheels. What? No, it doesn't have 6 wheels. Unless you mean there's 2 back wheels. No, it doesn't have 2 back wheels either. Would handle like shit. It would handle like shit, but you're not buying a car like this for handling. Speed. I mean, the Cybertrucks go really fast. I'm pretty sure their top acceleration would be faster than 2.9 to 100 kilometers to 60 miles. When is the ADA season coming? Probably shortly after Ethereum season, mate. I saw a convertible and got sold. You know me, man. I'm all about the convertibles. That is so cool, though, really. People are asking about the Mustang GT. The Mustang GT. Is this the one that looks like an SUV? Oh, no. Mustangs are cool, yeah, but I lost my love for them when I drove them. I mean, They look really cool. It's a great, I mean, you know, if you're coming from, like, I don't know, a Toyota and you want a nice car, then yeah, these are pretty cool. But I mean, crab mode is cool. Yeah, crab mode is really cool with the Hummer. For those of you who don't know what crab mode is, it's where like you can literally drive the car like diagonal, like all four wheels turn. It's so cool. It's so cool. It really is. Why do patterns form? Okay, good question. Jordan's asked a really good question here. So, it is a basic question, but it's a good one. So this is just the natural result of traders cooling off. So, you know, when we we'll make a big rally and traders will decide that they want to take a little bit of profit, and there's just not going to be many buyers that step in until we fall down to a support level like right here. And that's why we see this staircase pattern forming. You guys always hear me talking about this classic staircase pattern, bam, right here. That's why we see these kind of patterns form. It's where, you know, prices moved up very quickly. The excitement has ended now. People have calmed down. They want to start taking profits. There's no buyers in the market. They step back in, and so we form that staircase step and we move up. That's what's happening here. That's it. That's how we form these kind of patterns. Now, how do we form, you know, bull flag patterns like this? Again, it's the same thing as we're moving up, we're consolidating, people aren't very excited, and then something triggers the excitement again, and bam, we're off again. That's how we get these kind of patterns. You know, what forms patterns like this? This is an interesting pattern. People don't usually look at patterns like this. It's basically a diamond shape pattern. Wow, I'm shockingly bad at drawing this. There you go. Something that looks a little bit like this, like a diamond shape. This is a classic reversal pattern where we're testing the upside and we're testing the downside. We're getting rejected on both, indicating that this trend is potentially losing strength, and then bam, we're continuing back up. So that's how we form these kind of patterns as well. Does that answer your question? You had a really, really good question. This is actually, I think, the first time I've ever been asked this question. And this is a question I actually used to wonder as well when I was getting into it. When I was getting into analysis. So great question, and please let me know if that answers your question, Jordan, or if you want me to go into more detail, if you have any specific examples that you want me to cover. But yeah, that was a good one. Let's make a Sammy or Fourflies coin to sponsor your car YouTube channel. Oh, that's tempting. Everyone's doing shit coins these days, but I can't. It would be so embarrassing if I came out with a shit coin now. Maybe I should. I don't know. It's so tempting. Actually, I have a friend of mine. His name is Mende, or Mend. I don't know how to say it, but a lot of you guys who follow my Instagram will probably know about him. Also, my Instagram's linked, by the way, in the bio. Go check it out. It just got verified. So many impersonators. Guys, you should know this by now, but if you get a direct message and it's from me, it's not me. Like I never ever message people. Ever. I don't message people. So if you get a message, it's not from me. Like, and if it says my name. But yeah, Mende, he's launched a project which is like for influencers to monetize their fan base and like make tokens, and then, you know, fans can like buy their tokens and stuff. And I don't know, I need to hear more about it. I'm not completely sold on it. But I know he works really hard, and I know he wouldn't do something unethical. Semi-loyal patterns happen simply because underlying market behaviors and strategies are cyclical. That's a great summary. I'm not sure if it makes as much sense as my explanation for a newcomer though. But yeah, I mean, as a dictionary definition, it's a great summary for sure. How do the market makers have unlimited capital? I don't think they have unlimited capital. Fourfly is Middle Earth or Marvel? I don't know what Middle Earth is, mate. I'm sorry. What about from Kirby? How old am I? I'm 20. Rivian is awesome. Yeah, Rivians are cool. I don't know. I feel like they had a bit of a hype train. Sammy messaged me once on Instagram. Like, I messaged you or an impersonator? I don't think it was me. I just don't message people. Why would I? Just out of nowhere, I message you asking how's your trading going. It's so spammy. What do I think of vector candles? I don't know what they are. I'm sorry. Plan B? Are we talking about the contraceptive or the music band or like what? Oh, Bitcoin. Plan Bitcoin. Yeah, it makes sense, right? What was Kirby? You're asking about Kirby, but I don't know what you mean. Did you know Tone Vase loves Donald Trump? I did, yes. Everyone's entitled to their own political opinions. If that upsets you, then you got some priorities to reevaluate, man. Really, I mean, I've got friends who love Biden, not many to be fair, but you know, I mean, political stance shouldn't impede your judgment of somebody too much, really, in my opinion. You know, unless they want to be a communist or something, that's a little bit extreme. I don't know. Nah. Even then, you can't belittle people based off any political opinion. Nah, you can't do that. Can't do that. Yes, thank you regarding patterns, but let's dive deeper. Nature seems to form patterns because it is bound to laws of mathematics. Is that what's happening in the markets as well? Now that is something that is above my skill level to answer. I'm sorry. Because you're now referring to stuff like how Fibonacci levels are respected really well, and I don't know. I just don't know. I'm sorry. A lot of YouTubers currently in Dubai. That Martini guy, Crown amongst them. Oh, I haven't seen Crown here. That Martini guy's just flown out, by the way. Anything going on over there, or just coincidence? Ever thought of a collaboration with other YouTubers? 100%. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a collaboration with MDX Crypto. Many of you guys probably know him. Yeah, I mean, hate groups are bad, right? Like, if we're talking KKK, neo-Nazis, obviously that stuff is bad. You guys are trying to get me to spill my political beliefs to you. Boris Johnson or Jeremy Corbyn. Is Jeremy Corbyn even still around? Isn't it Keir Starmer now? And isn't he even crazier? You can't win with politicians in the West, really. You can't win. Like, they're all absolutely disgusting shit munchers. All of them. Zero exceptions that I've seen, really. I just followed your Instagram. Damn, you're loaded. How did you do that? Oh, bless. Is Bitcoin and Ethereum something you would recommend your mother getting into? I've suggested it to my parents, but kind of feel like I shouldn't have. I don't know. My take is that the son has got to be the man of the house and make all the money and just leave the parents to relax. Really, that's the way I live my life. But I'm old fashioned in that way. I mean, I don't know. My dad wants to get involved. I just tell him, nah, you gotta, just relax, leave it to me. you've done your work, and it's time for me to take the stress, not you. But that's just me. I'm just old fashioned in that way. I mean, you do whatever you like. But yeah, this thing about the mathematics and TA respecting these levels, I really couldn't say. I'm not the person to answer that kind of question. I mean, that stuff is. I would love to know the answer just as much as you, though. Really, it sounds very interesting. But my behavior is like I'm 30. Yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of people tell me I sound like I'm 30 to 35. What happened to the Four Flies name? I hate the Four Flies name, so I've changed it to my real name, Dash Four Flies, until you guys get used to this, and then eventually I'll remove the Four Flies as well. I'm going to transition away from it. Crypto is one of the largest improvements to future. How does that rhyme with all the crypto YouTubers settling in the way just for tax reasons? What does that have to do with it? Oh, and someone asked why are all the YouTubers here? It's because there's been like 4 big events in Dubai, and I think most of them are like wrapping up. There's probably even been more than 4 big crypto events, but lots and lots and lots of things happening, and just generally a lot of the YouTubers are very, very rich. So they're all just celebrating, popping bottles, buying lovely ladies' times. Shouldn't have said that. Oops. Anyway, I'm not naming names. You guys don't know who's done it. But yeah, I mean, it's hardly surprising, is it, that it's happened? Can you tell my son that I want you to teach him? Where are you from in London? West London. I'm sat here watching and learning. My 16-year-old on his Xbox occasionally asking, are we rich yet? That's hilarious. You're wise for such a young man. You have a great voice for radio. Thank you. Yeah, the voice stuff is very important to me. It really is. That's why I love getting very close and intimate with this microphone. This microphone is so cool. It's so realistic. Like this is like if I'm whispering in your ear. Well, not whispering, but talking in your ear. Like, it's very realistic. Would I go to North Korea for crypto events? I don't think they're holding crypto events, mate. What is the history of the name Four Flies? It's I don't know where the four came from, but the flies was from a band called Time Flies Tuesday, a musical duo who I loved back when I was 14 years old. And the name just got verified, so I kept it. I forgot where the 4 came from. I was probably just looking for something catchy. Was I lucky? Did I catch a lucky break? And would I be in the same position if Bitcoin was still below 20k? Yeah, pretty much the same position. I mean, maybe not with the Ferrari and stuff, but you know, same freedom levels for sure. I already had this lifestyle I'm living now since 2018. I mean, did I get lucky? I got lucky as far as having 4 functioning limbs, knowing English, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you guys can rewind, like, not rewind, but you can go back at the channel and really see like a lot of my evolution, because I haven't deleted like most of the videos. Most of the videos are still public. You can go check them out. Where is Bitcoin at? Let's take a look. So Ethereum's not really getting that breakout. Bitcoin's at 64.1. Yeah, I mean, the market really hasn't moved much since I went live. Actually, it hasn't moved at all since I went live. Yeah, it's a bull flag on Bitcoin right now, though. This is pretty clear. 40 minutes until this candle closes, but it's just trading sideways after making a leg up before the all-time high. So yeah, don't be surprised if this breaks out really soon. How do I learn TA? I learned it from people like Crypto Kirby, Tone Vase. First I learned it from books and $10 Udemy courses. Then I learned it from my mistakes, then Crypto Kirby, then Tone Vase, then my mistakes, and then only my mistakes. Once we go over 100k, I'll probably travel 6 months a year. Cool. I mean, nothing's guaranteed. Don't talk in absolutes. That's dangerous. But yeah, definitely travel. I shorted at 63.5, thinking it would correct itself. What should I do? Why are you going short in a bull market? I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, this is just one of those classic bad decisions that, like, at the end of the day, we're in a massive bull market right now. We've been rising so much. It doesn't matter how much Bitcoin should get a correction, like you've heard me saying all the time. I would never be taking on short positions in this kind of market. It's just too dangerous. So you've learnt this the hard way now, Hasib. You know, I don't know what I can tell you, and I can't tell you anything. You know, I mean, I've been in this position many times. The best I've ever been able to do is just cut the loss, really. You know, and it doesn't matter if it's going to go back down and I could end up being in a profit. It was a bad trade to begin with. Don't stand in front of a train. That's, yeah, this person in the comments knows it exactly. Don't stand in front of a train. This is a moving train. Don't get in front of it. I don't care how much you think it's due for a correction. You know, here's the thing. And this is very, very important. Guys, if you're enjoying this live stream so far, you know what to do. You got to hit those likes up again. You know, the key thing that I think a lot of people miss out on is look, you're in a bull market, we're in a bullish trend, right? We can all understand that. We can all back that. Oh my god, pineapple on pizza, don't tempt me. I'm so hungry right now. It's like 3:30 a.m. I've been talking nonstop for like 3 hours. I'm so hungry at the minute. But anyway, this thing about going short is like we're in a bullish trend right now. We've been trending up very nicely. We're setting higher highs and higher lows. You know, in a trend like this, you're only going to have maybe 1 or 2, possibly 3 good opportunities to go short. Whereas if you're playing the long side and if you're buying, right, that's if you're selling, you're only going to have like 2, maybe 3 at best opportunities to sell Bitcoin, to go short, make money on a drop. Whereas if you're going long, if you're buying, you might have 20 opportunities to make money. So it really doesn't make sense, in my opinion. And not only are you going to have less opportunity, and not just a little bit less, a lot less opportunity to make money on the downside, you're also going to have limited opportunity in terms of how much profit you can make. Because if we're in a bullish trend, we're just more likely to continue that bullish trend. So you can make more money. But with a bearish, with a short in a bull market, you're going to have to close that position relatively quickly because we're probably going to continue trading back up again. So from every angle, it is an inferior setup to going long. It is. It just is. And that's why, you know, I used to make bad decisions like that, and I had to stop purely for this reason. And then when you consider all of this, if you've still taken up a short position when we're in this kind of market, it represents one thing only, which is desperation. You're desperate to trade. You wanna make money quickly. You wanna be trigger happy. You wanna do something. You know, because you want to make a little bit of money. You're just in a mood where you want to, and that's just not how trading works. You know, that's just not how trading works. Trading works much more where you identify something that's sensible. You're waiting for it. You're waiting for the market to hit a key level. You've set your orders in advance. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't care. You just set alerts, and it just happens, and your position just opens, and you know, you've already planned it days in advance. And then it happens, and you've already set your take profits. You've already got a full plan for every trade. If you're not doing that, I don't care how good the setups you're finding are, you're not going to work out very well in the long term. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You know, you're not going to be in a good position if you don't have a fully predetermined plan before you enter every trade. You have to do it. You have to do it. And there are a few exceptions where you know, it's not necessarily that important. You know, and you have to know the rules to break them. But in my opinion, that is really, really important. Very, very important. So guys, this is why I'm telling you about the VIP group and showing you, you know, what these beautiful members have been able to pull off. You know, and there's many, many more testimonials that, you know, I haven't shown just here, just because I haven't refreshed it for like 2 weeks now. You know, but I can, you know, bring them up right now. But the thing is I mean, this is what I'm teaching you all about. This is what I'm showing you how I'm doing, you know, what I'm doing in real time. It's all right here, you know, we're right towards the end of the live stream. Now's your time. Get yourself in. Just find out what's on offer. Find out what you can join on and all of that beautiful stuff. Go click the first link in the description down below, then the @4flies button, and then send message to ask me how to join 4flies VIP. And that is it. We'll get you in right now. We still have staff members online on my account right now. We have pretty much 24-hour coverage, by the way. So everyone who's asked in this live stream, by the way, every single person who's asked about VIP has now had an answer. So definitely go check that out. Just had somebody join, I think, on the stream as well. Pretty cool. Am I an early bird or a night owl? I am definitely a night owl. It is my curse. Who's my favorite Beatle? Unfortunately, I'm too young for that. And the Rolling Stones. I'm really sorry. The trend is your friend until the end. Yeah, that's my answer to it. Look, what is it? Wasib? I'm sorry, Sahib. I forgot your name. I don't mean to come down so hard on you. I know it's a tough time. You're in a little bit of a loss, but look, you are now in a position where you can prevent yourself from repeating mistakes like this. It's just gonna happen. You're gonna learn some lessons the hard way. You're gonna learn other lessons the easy way, and it could turn out that your trade ends up going well and you end up making a good profit. Still doesn't mean it was a good trade. You know, you can walk into a casino, you can play the slot machines and walk out with money, with more money than you walked in with, and it still doesn't mean that you did something good. So that's my take on those kind of things. Were your parents highly educated, or was I self-taught? Nah, I mean, my neither of my parents had like a university degree or anything. I think my dad dropped out And my mum, I mean, she went to school, but she just didn't go to like a. She went to like a Pakistani school, a normal community college. It wasn't even like and not college like university college. Like it was just a. Yeah, nothing huge. But they taught me good principles. Can I explain how there's a correlation between Bitcoin USD, ETH USD, and the Bitcoin ETH chart? Like how the strength of Ethereum Bitcoin affects a pattern. Oh, that's a very complicated question. Let me read this again. Can I explain how there is a correlation between the Bitcoin USD chart, Ethereum USD chart, and for the... Oh, I can't understand your question. I'm sorry. I can't. Maybe it's just too late for me. I can't understand that question. I'm sorry. Stop trying to tempt me for pizza. You're not being nice. I can't even get a pizza right now. It's like 3:30 a.m. Like you're just gonna give me like the hunger equivalent of blue balls. You're welcome, Hasib. I'm glad you're taking it well. I'm glad you are. It's not gonna be the last time you make a bad decision, but try and limit it. It's how it goes, man. We all mess up, man. We all mess up. You're not even in a big loss. It's $700 up. It's like 1% up. Even if you're trading on 10 times leverage, you're only at a 10% loss. You know, like this is not a bad place to be. It really isn't. And by the way, just to be clear, I did not mean to come down harsh on you. You know, when I read questions like this, it just reminds me of my past self that was making very irrational trades all the time, and then obviously I get fearful of seeing that again. Pretty much. That's what happens with anybody who's gone through a massive growth process and then sees somebody else making the same mistakes. We all get a little bit riled up, unless we've actually worked internally on fixing that. Sauce mate from Australia. No, mate, don't worry about it. Have a good evening. Wish you the best. Thank you very much. And you, I am going to call it a night here and head off for this live stream. How deep are we? This was maybe the longest live stream I've ever done. Maybe definitely one of. So thank you all for tuning in. Let's get a final pump up on those likes. Subscribe also if you haven't done so already. It's been a great live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. Really been absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunately, we didn't get the breakout during this live stream, but that is completely fine. Maybe another time. Everyone's saying Bitcoin will correct down to 20 to 50k. I'm not seeing that, mate. I haven't heard anybody saying that. Could you go over the falling wedge that I predicted a few weeks ago? I set up a short after your analysis and it skyrocketed to where it is now. I don't remember the falling wedge. If you can send me a chart, I'll take a look. Sign off so we can moon already. Yeah, that's a good idea. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a night here. Cheers, thank you all for tuning in. See you all in the next one. By the way, don't forget about Bybit, VPNs if you need. Check it out. Link in the description. Sign up to get your bonus. It's free. It's free money. So there's no reason not to. Someone's saying it's moving right now. Not really, is it? Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just if we clear this local high. I mean, this is very short-term analysis. I don't really need to analyze this, do I? Alright, guys. Take it easy. If I like the video, can I make a new all-time high, please? I wish I had that power, but unfortunately, I can't promise it. Alright. Alright, guys. Take it easy. Sam, you want that analysis? Just send me a message on Telegram, and I will try to get back to you tomorrow morning. Alright. Have a... Oh, shit. There's a Bitmex event tomorrow. I was invited to that. I completely forgot. Oops. Yeah, I don't think I'm making that. Alright guys, take it easy.